We're now recording, so I can quietly admit this is the game that's closest to my birthday because it's in like 3 days. So go me. It is never going to make any difference to this podcast, but hey ho. Now, I'm going to roll the dice, and one of you, whomever it rolls, can tell everyone what happened last session because we don't have the audio for that session.
We had a good chat.
Whoa, I haven't rolled the dice yet.
Yeah.
Let's not roll 1d6 because that includes me. That would be fucking stupid.
It sounds like we had a volunteer.
Yeah, I know, and I was saying no because it rolled clear anyway.
The dice gods have spoken, people.
So we had a good chat. Zant discussed his plans for the 2 buildings that he funded. Him and Alice went shopping and bought a bow. Zant's feeling particularly poorer now. I don't know what everyone else did. I can't remember. People did things. They went, Azantis and Retsam went to the library and then found out that there was a small incident in the library and now people are stuck in demi-planes and birds are apparently
the attack of the fucking pigeons, man. Sorry,
and
that was a pigeon hitting
Blitz
the roof.
went to a few bars and drank a beer.
And found a drow.
And found a drow.
And a half-orc lady.
And essentially sent them to us.
Yes.
And everyone else has returned to the pub, except for Zansk, who is going clothes shopping.
Okay. So I'll start with the clothes shopping drow, because this is going to end well. Zansk. You walk for the first time in many, many months to the upper district of Frey Hollow, which is much more open plan, and there's a lot more space here. It's much more green spaces. The buildings here are there are essentially noble palaces and manor houses, and there's a few odd, much smaller buildings that are clearly commercial properties.
Yeah.
There's one that you have been told and know is the property of a tailor.
Yes.
And you have been told the tailor was quite partial to the stories they'd heard of you, at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
You approach the building.
You forgot the most important part. I was also told he was hot.
Okay, yes, you were also told the guy was hot. There you go. For an elf.
Mm.
You walk slowly to the front door. It's still raining, as always. There is no lights on in the shop at the moment. And the sign hanging on the door says closed for renovations.
Ah, that's a shame.
It's almost as if someone's massive ass order gave him enough money that he could do up the shop and buy better materials.
Mm-hmm. Can I just knock anyway?
Mm-hmm. You knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a muffled, just a moment. And the door opens, and a very small, lithe dragonborn, clearly not a younger dragonborn, pokes their head around the door. Hello.
Hey, I realized the shop is closed, but do you know where I might find the owner?
Oh, he's while the store is being refurbished, everything's been moved into storage. He's out finding some new sources for great materials, for new designs.
Okay, never mind. Thank you.
I believe he's in Westbridge at the moment.
Can I leave a message for him?
Oh, by all means.
Could you tell him Zansk from the Wanderer's Tavern popped by? I was looking to get a new coat.
The Dragonborn's eyes go a little bit wide as they look at you. They look you up and down and nod. Of course, he will be very happy to hear that you didn't just stop by.
Thank you.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind doing a home visit. Perhaps we'll arrange that when he returns.
Yes, of course.
The Dragonborn nods repeatedly. You can hear the scales creaking as this one nods very, very quickly.
Well, thank you.
No problem. Sorry, we're not open.
That is fine. I will wander down.
The door is shut. And you hear the tingling of the bell.
I will wander back.
Okay. So while Zansky's doing this, I believe, Blitz, you would have been the first back to the bar. And then Alice would have arrived a short time after you. So, Blitz, you return. You enter the tavern to find the bits of it that have been repaired by the Poncy Wizard Bastard from the other day.
Oh yeah, the Poncy Wizard Bastard turned up.
Yes, he gave you a job offer.
I'm just going to go in and basically probably have something to eat and then just assist with clearing up and polishing anything that looks nasty and busted up, trying to make it look suitable.
As you walk in, Chris walks essentially out. One of his arms is still in a sling because it took quite a bit of a beating when the parts of the tavern exploded. He is carrying like a small tray in the other hand. He looks at you and goes, "Oh, I was just setting up a buffet for when you guys got back."
Thanks, Chris. Let me have a look at that arm. I'll lay on hands.
You put your hand on his damaged arm. You feel it twitch, like almost involuntarily in pain underneath as you press your hand against it. You tap into that well of power that you know just sits as you believe he will heal. You feel that he will heal, and that power rolls down your hand, and you feel it just slowly emanate like a pulsing into his arm. And he pauses. Huh. That's a nifty new trick.
Isn't it just? Any more? Anywhere else are you hurt?
I know I'm all right other than that. Used most of the medical kit we had to help everyone else. He's like rolling his arm and looking at his forearm, where it was originally burnt and melted together. You see that the scales start now reform.
I'm going to need a hand with something a little bit later on. I want to get back, so if you can figure out a few ideas for how to get into the hells, that'd be great. I know you're a man of sources.
That's a bit beyond my personal capabilities, I'm afraid.
No, just have an ear out. Maybe you can find someone who knows how to do that.
That's not a question, really. I'll ask more generally.
Okay.
Don't really ask people how'd you go to hell.
Okay. All right then. Well, we'll just leave it as I've left that open for you.
Right. I will.
Where should I help out?
There's still some debris over in the other. He gestures to one of the damaged booths that didn't get repaired. If you just give that a sweep and a buff out, it'll. Well, I've ordered some stuff to replace what was damaged.
It'll be serviceable, I guess. Okay, yeah. I'll do that then.
Cheers. I'll finish getting their food out. He places essentially on the bar. He's placing. Now he's got both of his hands. He's putting like platter after platter of different, basic like finger foods out for you guys. Alice, you emerge into the tavern about 15 minutes later. It's still sweeping the floor essentially, and Chris has laid out a full buffet along the bar.
Alice is literally bouncing as she comes through the door and just runs straight up to her room to attune to the bow.
Okay, she runs in, she goes upstairs, and she disappears. Blitz, she says nothing to you. She just bounces up the stairs.
Yep.
Like Tigger on
with
crack.
A huge fucking grin on her face and a shiny bow in her hand.
If she's that happy, I'm not going to upset her. I'll let her have this 5 minutes of goodness.
15 minutes?
7.5, and let's not push it.
An hour?
Red Sam and Azantis.
Yes.
You were both essentially in the wizarding area.
Not anymore.
And you've just departed the wizarding area of the city, having attempted to enter the archives, only to discover that...
we can't.
Due to an unprecedented explosion in essentially the chamber that leads between the archival demiplane and the realm within which everything else exists, there might have been a bit of an explosion.
So that part of the plan is on pause.
I mean, maybe where we ended up was down in the religious quarter where we got notes slipped into our pockets, and I had put a reciprocal note in a dead drop.
My apologies, that is what you had just done.
Oh yeah, I couldn't read the damn thing. Because I had one too, but I couldn't read
translated it for you. He's just being a little bit short for a dwarf.
It called me a short-ass dwarf.
Whereas mine said, you asked for a friend, you got a relative by post.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you just drop the letter back. You dropped essentially a reciprocal letter into the dead drop, and you'd walked away.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you are heading back down from the temple district, back down towards the tavern.
Not directly. I think, considering everything, we're going to have to swing past the candy store.
Fair enough. So you head down to the confectionery store. You open the door, and as per usual, there is the little halfling who's wearing essentially like purple wizarding robes, is reading from a book, a large tome, much larger than they are, and scrawling into a ledger next to it. Flips the page. So that's what that does. If you chain that... Oh! She says as she spots you enter, the quill is almost just accidentally thrown across the room. She stumbles and she catches it. Nope. Can't. Ink everywhere. Bad. She puts it back into the well and she hops off her stool and she disappears underneath the height of the counter for a second before you see the sort of the part that lifts for people to go through and under push up slightly as she reappears under it. Like, she's not very tall. But she comes around, she's about slightly taller than you as Antis, but shorter than the dwarf.
Yeah.
And she just takes Rexham by the hand. Follow me.
I follow.
She pulls you around, essentially behind the counter and through into a back room. And there is, essentially, you can see all the different types of confectionery the store stocks. It's all neatly arranged around you. And there's just, at the far end, there is just a crate that just has the symbol of Gond, like, branded on the side.
Is this what I think it is?
Oh, of course it's what you think it is. She laughs and skips over to it. I hadn't had a chance to open it yet. The owner said they wanted to be here, but if you're here, oh boy, if you're here, I get to open it.
As client, I officially ask for you to open it.
She holds out a paper. I need that in writing.
I will sign a statement saying, I, Retsam, Paladin of Gond, request that this crate be henceforth opened.
There's a yes, and she cracks her fingers and she goes, crowbar, and out of nowhere the crowbar just flipped like end over end until it's landed, like it hovers in front of the box. And she goes, Steve, do the honors.
I'm gonna poke my head around to watch,
and just this crowbar just wedges itself under the top of the crate, and you just see and there's a crack as the top of the crate is popped off, and inside essentially like all those coins you ordered, they are kept in. She looks to you. They're kept in little bags of about 10 coins. They got various sizes, and the foil packaging. It's all different colours based on the type of coins. Though we don't do Electrum because no one uses that fucking shit.
I've never even seen one, and I've been all across the world.
I think there was one minted once in Bicon, and that's because the Archduke decided he was going to intentionally screw over someone in the economy. But look. She scoops up one of the bags and hands it to you. There's a larger like gold foil. Then there's some silver with and some copper ones. See?
May I go to like...
I mean, they're yours, so yes.
Well, I know, but still, it's only polite.
And you paid for them. This is your first installment.
I will open the bag. I will pull out a couple of coins. I will toss one to Azantis, one to the shop worker. I'd offer one to Steve, but he's a crowbar.
Oh, no. Steve's my unseen servant.
Oh, well...
He's magic. He doesn't eat. But if you want to offer him one, I'll have it.
Here's one for Steve. I flick it over.
She catches it, opens it, and eats it. It's good, Steve. The crowbar just sort of waves.
I inspect the coin, the foil. I tenderly open it just to make sure that it comes out like perfect.
It comes out. It is perfect. It's almost as detailed as if you'd taken your symbol of Gond and just used it as the press.
Oof. This is wonderful, friend. You have done me proud.
we've had to open new farms based on the demand.
Really? I hope I didn't put you to any bother.
No. The funding was more than enough.
There is one minor change that I need to the order, not the production, just the order itself.
Oh.
We may be encountering some trouble at the tavern, so I would ask that if you could take what you would ship to the tavern and just take it direct to the orphanage to the staff so that they can distribute it to the children.
Well, of course, not a problem. I will reseal the crate once you've had your samples, and I'll get it delivered.
I would also ask that maybe keep some behind the counter in case any orphans come in and you know how sad orphans can be on occasion.
And they will be kept and delivered, and they will be offered as samples free of charge.
I appreciate that.
No problem. 10% out of the crate for the to keep on site, and then the rest will go down to the orphanage on the lower levels.
That sounds perfect.
Not a problem.
You have made a young dwarf very happy.
She squints. Okay.
Well, do you need me to? I need to add a note for the staff at the orphanage as to my intentions with the coins. If you need me to sign anything to redirect my deliveries to them.
No, I can just do that. That's not a problem. I do have some parchment if you want to make that note. She scurries back around, walking past you as that is. Oh, feel free to go in. As long as you don't take anything, it's fine.
All right. So I would. Oh, all right. And I'll, as I'm popping the last half of the coin in my mouth, I'll walk up to Red Sam.
Sorry, I should have told you, Azantis. This is why, other than the tavern, this is where I spend most of my time and probably most of my money in the city.
You're in chocolate heaven. This store is like jam-packed with chocolate sweets, all the confectionery you can possibly think of that would be in a sweet superstore. This is what you have now in front of you. You're in the storeroom. You are quite literally the size of a child, and you're at a candy store.
I can't believe I've never been here before. And I'm just staring around wide-eyed.
A few minutes pass, and she shuffles back in with a parchment and a quill. Just write on here exactly what you want to tell to the staff of the orphanage, and we'll get it delivered.
I will spend a couple of minutes writing a note, which I will... can I get a blank note in my character sheet for
You can
this?
get one in your folder, that's not a problem.
Cheers. And then when I'm done, I will take a couple of the bags to take to the tavern for people to try, and to get the kids used to with breakfast. And then I will let Azantis take a look around the actual shop front before we go.
Once you start messing with your parchment and stuff like that, I would have walked back out into the main area and looked at stuff.
As she has to now, because you've gone into different rooms, she has to be quite careful to stand where she can see Red Sam and you.
Once I've got a couple of bags to take with me, I'll walk back out front so that I'm not just standing in the storeroom awkwardly.
Mm-hmm. As you walk past her, she snaps her fingers, and you hear the sound of the crate being nailed shut again by the unseen servant. She scurries back up her stool and perches precariously upon it. Oh, were you looking to purchase something from the storefront today?
I'll pick up the nearest fancy piece of chocolate and be like,
roll me a D100.
Oh boy!
You think I didn't have chocolate prepared? I don't know who you're talking to. But it's not just chocolate in this store.
17.
Your hand falls upon a essentially like a paper bag. It's odd. It's like the size of a marble, like a large marble. And she pauses and goes, "Oh, I'm afraid that's not chocolate. That's one of our well, we affectionately refer to them as blubbering gobstoppers."
Go on.
Well, generally you use them to shut up blubbering children, but we don't say that to them.
Of course.
Yes, sweets. Give them the sugar rush and then leave them to the parents. They have some, well, depending on your magical inclination, they have mildly different properties.
Mm-hmm.
She laughs. I might have helped make these, but hey-ho. There's a chance that, your skin color might change for a number of hours. You might experience sudden bouts of ability to jump really high for no reason. You might
That might be helpful.
You might hallucinate.
Oh, that's not good. I don't know about that.
You might suddenly be able to snort sparkles out of your nose.
Oh my god.
In very, very rare and extreme circumstances, depending on your level of magical capability, you may indeed, in fact, teleport short distances. Entirely uncontrollably.
Oh boy.
Kind of. She laughs and rubs her hands together.
You said large marble. I feel like at my size, that's like the size of my fist.
Literally, if you put this in your face, you're like a squirrel. It's like...
Is it like... Does it kind of look like a... Oh, what the fuck are they?
You have got... It's basically the same sort of thing as a gobstopper.
Oh, okay.
Is that a cultural reference that no one else is going to get?
No, I get it. I was thinking more like...
likely.
I was thinking like jawbreakers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Okay. In that case, it looks a little big for me.
She, well, I mean, only when it starts. I mean, if you just shove it in your face, eventually it'll, be smaller. They dissolve. You're not meant to chew them. You just let it, you roll it round and it blah, 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 blah.
Might get in the way.
I mean, possibly. I can't imagine you'd probably want to try and use verbal components while you're trying to consume one. Otherwise, you might well just swallow it and choke. But you've had the warning now.
Ross.
She gestures around. I have plenty of others. There's the popping candy. There's the popping chocolate. There's there's the firecracker. She's gesturing around at random sweets now.
I still have the blubbering gobstopper in my hand, and I'm looking at the chocolate.
It's wrapped in a paper bag.
Okay, yeah. I've still got the paper bag in my hand, and I'm looking at the chocolates.
She gets, you're more of a chocolate person. We have blood pops, we have normal milk chocolate, we have what are they called? Chimera milk chocolates?
Go on.
Supposedly, the story goes, they're made from the milk of a chimera.
Oh.
Which is... interesting. There are 3 very distinct flavors to it. Let's leave it at that, shall we?
Okay.
We have the chocolate hydra, which is a bit more pricey because of the enchantments used on it, but hey ho. Has a bit of personality, that one.
I like personality.
Oh, no, you won't. She laughs. Well, it's a bit bitey. Don't have it in the summer, that's what I'm going to say.
It's a bit bitey.
I mean, there's the mint chocolate.
I'm immediately intrigued.
She gestures, it's like they could have made this a normal chocolate bar. That much is very obvious. But instead, it's set up like, you get like the mint swirls. Mm-hmm. It's like that, but you can see the actual, they made it like a mint paste that is like one thing, and the chocolate goes around it, so it looks like it's designed to look very nice. You're not sure how much is there, but that looks like it's probably very minty and very chocolatey at the same time. I
grab one of those too.
Ooh, good. It's one of taste. I like mint. We do have different versions. That's the peppermint one. There is also the spearmint one.
Ooh. Maybe I'll hold off on that one for next time. Give me a reason to come back.
I like your thinking.
So I'll put the paper bag with the blubbering gobstopper up, and then I'll put the chocolate up next to it.
Mm-hmm. Did you just go for the normal chocolate?
No, I put both of them up there.
Which kind of chocolate was it? Sorry, I've described some.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It was the peppermint thing. It was the peppermint one.
She hops up and she goes, "Okay, the blubbering gobstopper and the mint chocolate. Perfect. That will be 3 silver and a copper."
I will hand that over.
Thank you very much. Do you hand over exact change?
Yes.
Oh, exact change. Thank you very much.
Surprise, surprise. I have exact change. That never happens.
I just don't keep paying you guys in gold. By the way, there's a disclaimer. If you happen to teleport, we don't hold any responsibility for where you end up. If you go a shade of colour that you find offensive, that's not my problem. We had a paladin get very upset when he went pink.
Oh boy.
It was a dwarf.
I'm sure he was very upset.
One of those angry lot. Sorry, she gestures at you, Loretta. Not like you. You're nice. One of the angry paladin dwarves.
Yeah, some of them just can't take a bit of levity in their lives.
No, his skin went pink and his beard went all rainbowy.
Oh, boy.
I would actually rock that. How long do the effects last?
Well, I mean, it's entirely variable. I mean, there's somebody in town who does, there's a barber in town. They might be able to dye it for you.
No, I was just thinking, for a night out or a weekend out or fighting a dragon, that might be fun.
Fighting a dragon?
Hypothetical situations.
She pauses. There's a barber in town who could do that, I guess.
I appreciate that.
He's based... Have you ever... He's the best barber in town, but they're not a huge fan of him because he's not the prettiest sort. But he does the best. I go get my hair cut with him all the time. They call him a barber. He's more of he doesn't like being called hairdresser, but he's an all-round stylist. There you go. That's a better way of phrasing it.
So there's an awesome stylist in town.
Yes. Have you ever heard of Bernie?
Bernie?
He's a wee kobold that sells boots.
I believe he may be the boot vendor for Zansk.
He's based. The stylist is based opposite Bernie's store.
Wow. Thank you.
No problem. Just don't react how he looks. He's lovely underneath it all.
I will make sure that I respect him as I would any other creature.
Good.
You done, little dwarf? I say, tapping Azantis on the head.
Has half a chocolate bar in her mouth.
What? Until next we meet.
Until next time.
Away.
Are you heading back to the tavern?
Unless Xantis wants to go anywhere.
She just shakes her head. Mouthful of chocolate. I'm thinking like an entire chocolate bar of those little Andes after dinner mints.
I'm going to look at you blankly.
After eights.
Kind of. I'm trying to think how best to describe. Do you remember the colour, the mint colour inside the Aero Mint chocolate bar?
Yeah.
That sort of vivid green. Take that, but sort of put that into like what was the name of like the... Yeah, like that sign. That's no use for the podcast people, but yeah, he had that. Are they called peppermint kisses? Where you have like, it's essentially like it sits like that, it comes to a point, but it's like
Hershey's Kisses.
Yes, like Hershey's Kisses, but it's like
peppermint.
Yeah, but there's like peppermint and chocolate like interwoven in them.
Yeah.
That's the design my brain went for.
Nice.
because chocolate should be in style.
Excuse you.
Yeah, you're excused.
No, cats don't eat chocolate. You don't need this. She's just standing there yelling at me.
Let me have this one, chocolate.
Please.
Sounds
You have a
good.
death wish? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we shall cut to the tavern. Blitz, you have swept. You have taken the wood polish and you polished down the bits that are singed, that are no longer singed. You had to scrape off bits because it was. I'm just describing for you. So we've a little bit of time has passed. So I'm just going to describe what you did because obviously, unfortunately, due to circumstances, you can't currently speak to us. But you finished cleaning out the little booth area. You weren't quite aware of the extent of the damage to some of the bits of the superstructure of the tavern, but it's clear that some repair work is needed, and some repair work has already been begun outside. The tavern took a kicking, but it could have been a lot worse. The explosions essentially damaged a lot of superficial stuff, and managed just by luck or by fate to avoid damaging major supporting walls and major timbers that hold the roof up, that sort of thing. Alice,
Yes.
you are attuning to a bow.
I am.
You spend 15 minutes attuning to a bow. And after those 15 minutes pass, you just hear a ting in the back of your mind as that magic just rolls up your arm where you have your hand on the bow. And you just hear, "Oh, a new wielder has finally picked me up."
She just kind of blinks and looks to the bow, tilting her head slightly. You're talking to me?
Oh boy, another smart one.
Okay, not quite what I was expecting.
What were you expecting? Just a simple tool?
Kinda?
Oh, you don't get this much power without a little bit of personality.
Hi, I'm Alice.
Hello, Alice. My creators called me Salvation. I go by Sal, generally. It's less pretentious.
Would that ring any bells? Okay.
Although others attach the title Bane of Monsters to my name.
Sounds somewhat useful right now.
That depends on what you define as a monster, of course.
Dragons?
Potentially suitable prey.
Red dragon? Blue dragon?
Both are good. Depends on the vintage.
They're both adults, I think?
That will suffice as a first step. You might make a hunter out of you yet.
Well, that's kind of what I've spent my whole life training to do.
How have you?
Yes. In theory.
What kind of-
Hypothetical training. Dragons
And-
weren't really a thing.
Pray tell, what pedigree of the hunt do you have?
Can you explain what you mean by...
Well, okay, we'll start with what is the most impressive thing you have slain? And then, do you have any familial connection to a hunt? To a long-standing hunt? Or are you simply just someone who learnt because they wanted to roam the wilds and claim game?
I mean, my family or tribe have traditionally hunted dragons. We're the Oaks. Oaks is...
No, I am familiar with the Oaks.
Really?
Well, just one of them had sufficient prowess to wield me in a time long since past.
That's somewhat of a huge coincidence. Don't generally believe in coincidences, though.
Well, if it's any consolation, it was a long time ago. And I'm a bow, and there's only so many people in Primal that are obsessed with bows. It was a Ingrid Oaks, I believe. That name rings a bell with you.
Okay, what bell does that ring?
That name alone would ring a bell of a former matron of the clan who is famous for one-shot killing an ancient dragon about 1,000 years ago.
That's a very long time ago.
Yes. I think. I'll be honest, when people don't bother to attune to you for so long, you kind of forget.
If my history serves me, Ingrid Oaks was matron about 1,000 years ago.
Something like that, perhaps. I'll be honest, I've been on a wall in a shop for the last 30 years.
I'm surprised I got him to sell you.
You're welcome. No.
I have a drow to thank.
That in itself, I imagine, is an oddity.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, I'll offer you the same deal I offered Ingrid all those years ago. Prove your worth with the hunt, and you will unlock more of what I am capable of.
Okay. Let's see what we can do.
Good luck. And you feel the trickle of magic that just tapped the side of your head just disappear again.
She'll nod to herself, and after a few minutes of kind of trying to kind of get that all in her brain kind of set, she's pretty sure she just had a conversation with a sentient bow. She's could also be going crazy, so she'll give it a couple of minutes before heading back downstairs. And as she comes back downstairs, she's just got this very confused look on her face.
As you step down the stairs, the door to outside creaks open, and a very familiar drow walks in. As you enter the pub to see a very bemused and confused and slightly puzzled Alice stood at the bottom of the stairs.
Wait, you're not like the monk and we have to keep telling you where you are every 5 minutes, do we?
No, I know where I am.
Good start.
I should probably thank you for the bow.
I mean, that's polite.
More than I already have.
He kind of tilts his head a little at you. I mean, you kind of did. What is your point?
Her point is that I can talk. You hear out loud.
She blinks.
Did your bow just talk to me?
It's either that or we're both going crazy. I thought it was all in my head and I was just hearing things. Like, not that you're not real, Sal. She kind of motions about, not that you're not real, Sal, but it's strange.
Okay, you've named your bow.
No, she named herself.
Are you assuming that I conform to your standards? I'm a bow. I'm not high-strung about these things.
A bow with a sense of humour, apparently. Sal,
We got a really good deal.
everyone, other than the little dwarf and the not quite so little dwarf.
I mean, I can talk. That doesn't mean I can see.
You can recognise voices, I assume?
Okay, now having meet and greet with the bow. It's gonna be one of those years.
Oh, one of those times I wish I had arms.
Really?
Yes, I can slap a bitch.
Okay.
You hear it, Alice, you hear in the back of your mind just this low chuckle. That's how you talk to Drow, isn't it?
It's always going to be annoying, isn't it?
I think she's lovely.
Can we take it back?
No.
So,
May or may not be a family heirloom, apparently, from like 1,000 years ago. Still kind of fuzzy on the details.
I find my way, you hear in the back of your head, Alice, between people who clearly need me. By fate or by chance. I'm not inherited. Thank you.
Fair. She kind of says out loud and then blinks, realizing that wasn't actually asked out loud. This is going to get really confusing, isn't it?
This is going to be hilarious.
She will go to the bar.
There's
order
a
a
platter.
drink.
There's a platter of food. There is no one behind the bar.
Isn't vegan sausages there?
Yes, Chris has literally had a platter of everyone's favourites as finger food. There's plenty of beer for Red Sun when he returns.
Do bacon pancakes classed as finger food?
Yes,
Good.
You do for this party.
because everyone has to have bacon pancakes.
You can get bacon pancake on a stick.
So that you can get bacon pancake on a stick. You can have several bacon pancakes on a stick, or you can have a bacon and blueberry muffin on a stick.
Ooh.
I mean, all foods can technically come on a stick.
Yeah.
And with bacon.
Yep. So, a few more moments pass before Red Sun and Xantus, you would have had enough time to return to the tavern.
Probably just about done with that chocolate bar.
Mm-hmm. Just like it's shoved into your face. You're like,
This is delicious. I'm not being like rude about it.
But your face is covered in chocolate, you know.
She's excited. This is really good chocolate.
You're acting like a kid in a candy store.
I presume that is where you took her.
Bingo!
Hence the... He kind of gestures to your face.
Yeah. I'm gonna look around for a rag.
Do you want some wet wipes for that?
Yes, please. I ran out.
I will hand you a wet rag.
I will accept it. And try to get as much off as I can.
you clean your face of chocolate relatively effectively. There's
Okay.
just one smear you don't see just on the tip of your nose.
Oh, okay.
You've
Can
got
I get all of it?
You've got a thing.
It's like the top part is just the chocolate and the bottom part is just mint right under her nose. It's just that
Oh.
mint green.
Oh, that's weird. Thank you. I would hate for somebody outside of the group to see that.
Like everyone you walked past on your way through town.
I mean, in
Listen,
fairness, I
it wasn't
rarely
that
pay
bad.
attention.
Yeah. It didn't look like that the whole time. I was eating the chocolate bar on the way back here.
It did. It's the first thing that happened.
Yeah.
So you are all back in your tavern.
And nobody's dead.
Yet.
I
Yeah.
am going to open 2 of the bags of coins and just put the assorted coins in a pile on the bar, saying, "Everyone try one."
They're really good.
Okay.
Alice will grab one.
That sounds cool. Grab one. Is this vegan?
It's chocolate.
Is that vegan?
I don't, sure.
I believe some of them are dark chocolate, which obviously is vegan.
And they will still have some form of milk in it.
Not necessarily.
It does depend on the cocoa content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good solid dark chocolate will be vegan, and you can get a good vegan ganache just using water. Not that you're going to use a ganache in a chocolate coin, but still, I'm just saying.
There is one packet that is just dark chocolate.
Was
And they're
Ansk.
all- yeah,
Dark, like my drow.
but it's labelled differently. There's no gold coin in this one. They're all just like copper or silver coins.
Gosh.
Because they're worthless.
Wow, damn!
I don't like dark chocolate.
Me neither.
I do.
How dare
It doesn't
you.
like me.
I don't like dark chocolate either, so let's be real.
So am I the
Yeah.
only one in here that likes dark chocolate and I'm the only one allergic to the stuff?
You're the only one allergic to it. I love dark chocolate. I am a fan of dark chocolate.
Really?
Ow, cat!
Mm-hmm.
That one made the
Whose
cut.
Alexa was that?
Mine.
Yeah, that's
It was my
cool.
watch. Apparently, it thought I was asking it something. Or maybe the cat bit it, and it
Ow.
thought the cat was asking something. Hi, honey. Hi.
So,
Anyway.
I will explain for those who are uninitiated that this has been my project for the past kind of while. Creating a Mark of Gond, for kids. Some way to celebrate and reward them when they're doing well. Yes, Alice.
Who's gone?
The whole party kind of.
Oh, dear.
Like,
Oh, dear.
Somewhere
In the
DM
beginning-
cackles.
Was a universe, and the first great tick, mechanisms rolling. Gond was the movement behind the world.
I'm gonna go pour drinks.
Your
maybe
section.
don't make them alcoholic.
Gond is my home slice. I am a paladin, and I believe in a god, or I follow a specific god, pantheon called Gond.
That's really not narrowing down the who he is thing. He's God, okay. Like, domain.
He's a
does
god.
he look after that kind of thing?
If you want to come down to a meeting one time and have the
Not
entire
what I
spiel,
said.
I will give you a full education if you want.
Basic rundown. TLDR.
Yeah, this is not the time. I'm talking about chocolate. So,
There's a doop on the door.
open the door, love.
I'll get it.
The gnome opens the door to look in the face of a halfling.
What
Hiya.
one?
He did it. He called me a gnome.
I did.
Nice. Said what gnome?
There's no way I got that wrong.
So I'm looking at a halfling. What's
It's a halfling you recognise.
from the candy shop?
Nope.
Oh, who is
It's
it?
Filch.
Have I met Filch yet?
You have met Filch.
Okay.
He
Oh,
annoyed the
hi.
shit out of you and you hated him.
Oh my god.
That's how I summarise Filch's entrance to every conversation.
Okay.
Hiya.
Hi. And I'll just kind of like step back with the door open and let him in.
He plods in. Yo, guys.
Take a seat.
Well, I mean, you haven't got enough for me to take you home. I feel like that before poor form.
I also feel like stealing up chairs with them not go down well.
Why would he give me a leg up on the situation? He laughs. And he moves over to one of the chairs and he sits on one of the stools. Like, so, he points at Blitz. This guy said that we had to go and see it, you guys. I mean,
Where's the rest of your party?
they're on their way. Ilvindrell's just scary, so I ran ahead a little bit.
Elvindre is the drow?
Yes,
Good to know.
one of them. There's two of them. Ilvindrell's scarier than Zilray. Zilray's just rude.
Okay.
Then there's Volvox. He's okay. Then there's Deckard. He's a prune.
Good to know.
They'll be here shortly, but I got bacon. He picks up a bacon pancake and just starts eating it. They'll be here soon. Bacon.
I'm going to make sure I have plenty of stuff that I like on my plate so that he doesn't eat it all.
I moved the vegan stuff away from everyone else.
Good call.
I would hate for you to get confused with my plant food.
So, what's up, guys? I mean, other than the fact your tavern blew up the other day. I heard about that. Well, I heard that.
Well, you know why you're here.
I mean, yes, something about a bard battle. There was some other stuff about some blue scaly lizard. I just stopped. I didn't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was here for the battle of the bards because I am the greatest and the best.
Maybe we just wait for the others.
Oh, waiting's boring.
Alice hands him another pancake.
Oh, bacon.
Zance smiles thankfully.
She just nods at you.
Thicker. I get a boot out of my thing.
You don't get a boot out of your bag
What?
because there are no boots in your bag.
Thicker.
You hear a bark from upstairs.
Where are the boots?
There's another innocent sounding bark.
Bring me back the boots.
Roll me a
You get one
dexterity
at a
saving throw.
time.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw. Ethereal plain blink dogs are pranksters.
I clicked it.
Did you though?
It came through for me twice.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. A 21. You tilt your head sideways, like you just step sideways, just as a boot appears out of nowhere and just lands next to you.
And the rest. And I move like 10 foot over.
Every step you take, a boot lands where you've just been stood. Until there's a pile of 15 boots.
And the last one.
You hear a low whine.
Come on.
Lands on your head for that 7.
The blink dog appears, holding the boot in its teeth, looking at you.
I just kind of do the eyebrow raise.
It walks over, smacks you in the shin with it, and then drops it.
Now, is that how you get more boots? Is that how you get trips to bunnies?
The dog makes a sad whining sound.
Put the boots in the bag, and you can have one boot.
It picks up all the boots it doesn't like, and that last boot it had, it comes back for that boot.
I ruffle its hair.
Is the noise you essentially get the impression of.
I keep ruffling its hair.
There's another politer on the door.
I'll get it. I will go and open the door.
You open the door, and stood in front of you is a drow. A very well-dressed, female, terrifying drow wizardess. She appears lethal in all the ways you'd expect a female drow to look at Sansk. Refined, poised, and quite ready to kill you at the drop of a hat.
He's mentally checking he's not already been stabbed.
You have not already been stabbed.
I open the door. I didn't say anything though.
For the rest of you, a female drow walks in wearing a large-rimmed sun hat. She is dressed in what will only be described as noble finery. A rather lethal-looking short sword is at her hip. She has several other arcane sort of pouches and wands strapped to her waist as she steps in. You hear the clack of her heels on the wooden floor of the tavern.
Alice mutters under her breath in Draconic, I feel somewhat underdressed right now.
There's the response in Draconic is, don't worry, I get that a lot when I walk into a room.
She rolls her eyes. Goes back to eating her pancakes.
The follow-up is, you speak the language that is most prominent in magic in front of magic users. Generally, you'll find that they speak it.
Lots of magic users speak Draconic?
Xantis snickers.
Sorry, don't usually deal with lots of other people.
And a step behind her is another female figure, slightly shorter, dressed much more militarily, like combat boots, into essentially... they look almost like jeans, but they're a little bit more closer to leather. There's a pair of what look to be very lethal curved daggers, one on each thigh, and then a bow strung over this drow's shoulder, a quiver on one of her hips. She walks forward and crosses her arms, like hands gloved, hood up, keeping as much of the sun off of her features as possible. And then behind them with a is a very old-looking half-elf who has, like, long beard, like, patchy skin with, spots and age, like, pubbling age patches. Hello again.
Please come in, take a seat.
Oh, yes, I'd love to put weight not on my feet. These drow do love force marching everywhere. Insufferable bastards. The old half elf just sort of settles in one of the on your guys' normal booth. Oh, wonderful.
You know why you're here.
You get a snort, a derisive snort from the shorter of the two female drow. Ilvindriel looks at her, and the snort is the next biting remark is essentially dies on her lips. Ilvindriel turns, yes. Though I imagine you needed the bard for a distraction, suggests at Filch.
Well, we can't host a party for the dwarves without bards.
I mean, very true, but Filch just has such a punchable face.
Most bards do.
Points at Xantis. Filch points
Except
at
me!
Xantis. Filch points at Xantis and goes, through the bacon pancake he's eating.
Most, not all.
Well, I never.
Filch looks at Xantis. I think that's the nicest thing I've ever heard you say about her.
You've not heard me talk about her at all.
Exactly.
You've only been here 5 minutes since we met her.
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
Which gods?
All of them.
Oh.
Apparently there's one called Gond.
What, is he gone with the wind or something?
Oof. Ross, is that rag that I had in my hand a little earlier?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ball it up and I'm going to throw it at Filch.
It smacks
What
Filch
shall I
on
roll?
the side of the head. No, you can just have this. It smacks Filch on the side of the head and like drips down the side of his face.
Xanti snickers again and puts another pancake in her mouth.
He goes, oh, you want to go?
I think it already went.
I look at
He lifts his fingers. He lifts one finger, points up.
what's in my tavern.
I'm just going to
No.
send it back.
No.
She started it.
No magic in the tavern.
Okay. He takes it up and he throws it back at you, Xantis.
Can I catch it?
Roll me a dex check.
Was that a dex check or save?
Check. It smacks you in the forehead.
Damn it! I saw it coming too.
You did, which makes that more hilarious.
Xantis, if you throw that back, I swear to God I will tell Flicker your boots are free reign.
Those were expensive ass, but you know what? Okay. I'm going to take it off my face, I'm going to fold it up, and I'm going to put it on the table.
Thank you.
After wiping my face off with it.
I think Xantis will look to Elvindriel?
Ilvindriel.
Elvindriel, was it?
Mm-hmm.
I might also need your services.
Wait a moment. She points at the door. You said no magic. I'm just going to open the door.
You may open the door. I just didn't want them fucking about the mayor.
Fair enough. Volvox is running an errand. She snaps her fingers. The door opens just as there's a human stood there just like about to knock. Right. You hear him say, of course, she knew I was coming. He plods through the door. He is standing much taller than a lot of you. Like he is quite broad shouldered as well, like a white hair, white beard. Looks quite young. Like his face is still, does not age too much by lines and weathering. He has two swords over his shoulder and a light crossbow at his hip.
How old does he look?
It's difficult to gauge, but I'll give you a perception check. He looks older than you, Alice, but you get the white hair is probably not necessarily a natural occurrence.
I mean, being around Filch that long is...
And on a scale of 1 to 10,
Okay,
how hot is he?
Do you want to know who he is based on? Would that help?
Yes.
He looks a lot like Geralt of Rivia.
Yeah, Alice is very much intrigued. Hi. She
Hello,
holds hand out. I'm Alice.
What on earth?
Vol.
Pleasure to meet
Volvox.
you.
And I'll give you a history check, Alice, because you're actually not far from where he's from. You recognise his name.
Okay.
His last name, when they say Vox, you know that is from a clan that exists primarily in the north. His family is historically incredibly good at melee combat and also famed as wandering, essentially justicars. They are essentially judges and juries of the north, where the city can't enforce the law, where the guards can't. These guys, like Volvox's clan, walk the wilds and bring law and order. They settle disputes.
She nods. It's a name I recognise.
My family are not as numerous as they once were.
Many of us seem to be having similar troubles.
And you are?
Oaks.
Ah. I had heard a tale of the potential misfortune your family fell upon. I'm glad to see there's at least one of you left.
As far as I'm aware, I'm it. But thank you.
Sorry for your loss. I'm not in an entirely dissimilar situation. He shakes your hand gently.
As I said, it's a pleasure.
Indeed. Now, he rubs his hands together. I believe we have a monster to fight.
We do.
So what's the plan?
To Elvindria.
It's not easy to say, is it?
No. And I will pull out the scroll of Supreme Westminster's moving image.
Yeah, okay, I get you.
Hallucinatory terrain with people.
She looks at it and she goes,
It is.
What in the Underdark's name is this?
A friend gave it to me. He is very well versed, but I'm not entirely confident I can pull it off.
Deckard squints at it. 1 second passes as he's leans right forward in his chair to peer over the space between you, Ilvindriel, and him. I know that handwriting. That's from that pompous elf bastard.
Yeah, no, that's him.
Yeah, he was here this morning. Alice squints.
I ran an errand for him a while ago. This was payment.
I mean, it's probably going to be some of the most complicated magic in the known world. I wouldn't, but it's illusionary too. Almost like it's right up my alley.
I mean, you have a better chance of doing it than I do.
May I? He holds out his hand for the scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
He takes it.
Just one in Arcana.
He takes it. Oh. Yes, this is very interesting. I'll need time to study this, if that's okay.
We don't have much time.
Well, I best get to it then. He shuffles back to the booth and, sequesters himself in the very corner.
I think Xanth will look to probably Red Sam first, then Blitz, then Xanthus and Alice, and then everyone else.
What did he just say?
I don't think we should wait.
What would we be waiting for?
We shouldn't wait. He's already come after the tavern, and we're not going to. He's not going to back off. You'll only get worse.
Right.
The longer we wait, the more chance we give him to strike at us, so...
And the more opportunity we give him to pervert those we align to our cause.
Mm.
So we should do this today.
Oof, today.
Pauses. If we wait tonight, who knows what will happen. I have grants from the city to hold party.
You don't, though.
Oh boy! I was told it was all sorted.
Yeah, did you ever ask him for the paperwork?
Saz doesn't understand his work.
Ashley, do you
Oh
have
my
the paperwork?
God.
No, the paladin does.
You might want to go get it, because without
He
a
does?
permit, we're not going to be able to do much.
I look to Chris.
I might not
Chris
spend
just-
a lot of time around people, but
Chris
that
behind
one.
the bar, and he's like, "Aren't you glad I cover your guys' asses all the time?"
Yeah, I mean, who let the drow do the paperwork in the first place?
Clearly, someone who hasn't read your handwriting. He pulls out a series of scrolls.
Zansky's handwriting is based off of yours.
Yeah, which is why no one can fucking
Which
read
is
it.
fucking terrible.
All these world notes I'm supposed to be writing up, yeah, they're never going to happen because I can't read his writing.
I've known him for like 13 years and I still can't either. It's fine.
I need you to cut that out of the recording. Just the look on Ross's face as he's like trying to interject.
We'll make that gif.
Yeah,
Please do.
yeah. Because he was just like, you don't though.
It was
I was just
fantastic.
sitting here waiting for it. I was just like, oh, he's gonna drop something.
Yep.
There
That's
he
my new
goes.
gift. It's like,
Well, we have to go tell the dwarves that they're having a
You
party
don't
anyway,
know.
so we'll start the paperwork when we go.
do you have to tell the dwarf? Says Chris. I thought you just wave alcohol in the air and they just sort of migrate.
You don't
Isn't
even
that how
have
you
to do
tell
that.
them?
They can just sense it, can't they?
They all look like Chris looks
Oh,
at
you
that
look
Sam.
at yeah.
Wait. What you got to do is open the door and then start singing beer, 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 tiddly beer, beer, beer.
There's a moment of pause as you hear someone say beer as your dwarven brewery guy like pops his head up from downstairs.
Oh,
Through the open
something
door.
dwarves.
Through the open door down the street. I
It's time.
heard the song.
So Chris hands Zansk the paperwork that doesn't tell you can have a party outside the city on a certain plot of land.
It doesn't.
Nice.
It does. It
Oh,
tells you
okay.
this.
Okay.
It doesn't. It says fuck you.
That wouldn't
Amazing.
surprise me.
Mm-mm. Excuse you.
The cat's just like, no! Damn it.
You're not allowed to throw a party.
So
What a killjoy.
that is what I was thinking. Disagreement.
Chris is like, I have to go and run some errands. I'll see you all later. He plods out the back.
They are not ominous. I
As
think
he's
we
leaving,
have
you
our
hear
best chance.
As he's leaving, you hear, I'm only going to ask a fucking wizard for some fucking help because somebody wants to go the fuck to hell.
Would now be time to remind Witchmouth we have a portal to hell in our other tavern,
You don't have another tavern, you have a brewery.
in our brewery. Oh,
I
yeah.
assume it's got a tasting bar for the tours. That counts.
Yeah, there's prices, man. It's hell.
And the hangover. Ooh.
Tour bars generally are.
I need the Red Dragon to use up his resistance.
Her.
Resistance. No, his resistance.
Her.
She needs to use up his resistance.
She needs to use up her resistance.
I need her to wear him down a little before I can bring him to the ground. Otherwise, I will just be wasting. I don't see any way of not summoning the Red Dragon, though.
I think that she said that she wanted to be used up after we'd instigated. So basically, we're cannon fodder for her.
That's not how this is going to work. I think once we start the thing we should summon her. We don't know how long she'll take. And we'll just feign ignorance if she complains. Or she'll toast us.
That one sounds more likely.
In a bad way.
Well, maybe not. But either way, we should stop moving stuff down. Ritsan, what's your thoughts?
I think you are right. We cannot delay. He has been paying attention, and he knows some. We don't know how much. I don't know if today is best, but we need to do it within the next few days.
I don't think we should wait that long. I'm not sure we should be giving him time to plot more against us.
I think being a dragon, he will not see an urgency as we do.
I disagree. Maybe.
He can just outlive us if he truly wanted to. But a week to him will be like breakfast to Xantus.
True. But how many things has he already put into play that we don't know about yet?
That is true. I would say we need maybe 2 days to organize to keep people in the city.
I think the longer they know about it, the more chance we have them trying to sneak in. Whereas if we do this now, there's no chance for them.
If you're wanting to go this fast, why don't we just do it tomorrow? We send out all the missives to those that need to know. Oh, I'm sorry, Alice, have you got something to say? You're waving your hand.
Alice kind of looks around to the group and she's like, if he's not necessarily around right now, we could wait a couple of days and I might be able to check.
Xantus, roll me a perception check. And a wisdom saving throw.
Damn it. Okay, perception check, 22. Wisdom saving throw, 23.
You have a most unsettled feeling, almost like electricity running up your spine.
Isn't Xantus next to a couple of paladins as well?
She is, but she rolled well enough. She don't need your auras, bitches.
She gets them anyway. It's not optional.
She doesn't.
Yeah, that's fine.
Must happen.
That's fine. So I think during this whole conversation, she's been kind of on edge anyway. She felt fairly quiet after the topic of conversation changed to plans of attack. And she's nervous as hell. So even sitting amongst people that she's come to care about and that have come to care about her, she's not looking great. What do I notice? What do I perceive?
Oh, you notice that you don't feel great.
Okay.
Like your body is like, that felt weird. And lightning runs up. You're like, there's almost like this slight blue tinge just at the edge of your vision.
I'm going to check the necklace. I'm going to check the amulet that Chris gave me that I'm wearing.
It's as you touch it, it's warm to the touch. You hadn't noticed because it's gradually heated up, like where you're wearing it. But your hand touches it, it's like, oh, that's quite warm. That's quite warm.
Would I be able to figure out that it might be working.
You can roll an intelligence check.
And while this is going on, Alice will primeval awareness.
13?
Roll me what it means. It's actually pegged that that magical item is working overtime right now. Which one are you looking for?
Specifically dragons.
Within 1 mile? Yeah, your brain goes, yup.
As she kind of settles down and kind of she crouches down, kind of puts her hand to the floor and seems to concentrate. It's almost it looks like she's almost listening to hear something. And her eyes suddenly go wide as like at least one less than a mile away. Dragons, that is.
She's Xantis is on her feet, and which probably doesn't matter much. She's probably about head height with these other two now because she's standing on the bench. But she's got one hand on the amulet that Chris gave her, and she's got Kitty. Do you mind? She's got the other hand kind of on her chest over the place where the amulet of Custody Swords is. Mm-hmm. And she's like, he's looking. He's trying to look. If God, I hope this is working. I think it is. And she'll like kind of in a panic cast detect magic. And she's looking for like if she's looking for the thing that she saw before where he was scrying.
Well, half your party members immediately become blisteringly bright to your senses.
Yeah, and so
because half your party
react.
And half of the other party are absolutely laden with magical items to the point where it hurts your retina to look at them.
Yeah.
As you look up and around, you can't see it. You very much get the impression that amulet is working overtime, but it's still doing its damn job.
Okay, so yeah, and I'll once I see that, I'll cut it. But I'm still standing, and I still look hella freaked out.
If I may, says Olindriel, who's remained perfectly calm during this, you are almost certainly better off. Well, we are all certainly better off not taking too long to do this, but immediately not doing it particularly too quickly. From what I have learned from Miss Grumpy Pants over there, she nods to the other drow, is that an ambush is most effectively done with the appropriate levels of planning and yet the right timing. It would perhaps be best if we began to set up the party and we let this dragon know that we're setting up a party. Because if there's one thing I'm told about dragons, it's they do have such predictable pride problems.
Alice nods in agreement.
So let us start set up today.
And we'll bait dragon into a trap tomorrow or the day after. Because there's one thing I'm sure there's. You said he was a bard? You said a performer.
Yes.
You
it's
said
the
him
battle of the Bards.
Exactly. You're insulting or baiting his pride. Why wouldn't he turn up?
True. I can put it in the sky and advertise it.
Yes, but don't put it in the sky, Paga, you're a dick. That might not go down so well.
No, that's the message out the day after.
Well, he'll be dead. Anyway.
A dead one of those.
We'll carve her into his corpse.
No, we have...
That's kind of morbid, right, Sam?
We need to steal a couple of his ribs.
And teeth.
It was, yes, promised to Fletcher the guy as part payment for Mrs. Bow.
Again, thank you for that. She pats Sal.
Oh, Mrs. Bow talks to her. And
Yeah.
people.
I talk to all of you, it says out loud. Just selectively.
What the hell?
I got a new shiny bow and it happens to be sentient. and like over 1,000 years old and may have belonged to one of my clan matrons at one point, like 1,000 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I lean to Red Sam and go, "At a fucking bargain if it's good."
Well, don't tell Alice that.
And I'll have you know, Wielder, I am not old. 1,000 years is but a drop in the ocean.
I'm human.
Yes, and your ancestors.
Anyone over like 50 is old. Slight dig at Goddard.
That's a little bit mean. I'm not that old.
You guys live longer. Everything's
Well,
relative.
that's your fault. I'm still like a teenager, technically. Just out of the teenage years.
Uh-huh.
Says Elendreo. So perhaps begin preparations today. Some of us go down to the place where you wish to set up this grand stand, as it were.
It doesn't need to be too grand. Just a stand will be fine.
I
Sounds very
believe
disinterested
perhaps
in
if we
this
divide our
conversation.
forces, some of you go off to just outside the city to the stand.
We should move the wagon.
This is your
Put the
one
bear
with
on
the.
it.
This is the one with your big.
Yes, we're gonna use it to put the bear on.
Then might I recommend not doing that till tomorrow?
Fair.
You want to have the beer? Excuse me, the beer cold, and possibly not show off the fact you have a giant siege weapon.
I looked around some. Wait, do we ever have cold beer?
Cold beer?
Mm.
I mean, technically, the fresh beer's always cold. Comes out of the basement.
Weird. Why is it when I get it, it's always kind of lukewarm then?
That's because you leave it sitting around for ages.
I mean, you're not supposed to let it breathe.
No, that's wine.
Oh. Okay.
That's just a sad sigh from the like noble drow.
My inner barmaid is crying.
So, let's get this straight. We start creating half to go and create the stand or the grandstand, and then the other half to start inviting people along, like our dwarven friends and people that are aware of what's going on.
Right. I'll begin penning notes saying, party tomorrow. You know where, you know why.
Battle of the Bards.
There has to be a nice prize, so we need to put something up for that.
I'm going to add BYOB, bring your own bard.
Zansk chuckles and reaches into his bag of holding
Mm-hmm.
and pulls out his Frostbrand. When did we put this down?
Oh,
It was Pargo's.
Ooh.
oh.
Wait, what? What is this?
Zansk's Frostbrand came from his...
From
Oh.
Pogo's collection.
Oh.
That's in his bag of
Okay.
holding.
Oh boy.
That's because Ross has just realised that's what that face is.
I thought it's because you might have actually said someone's name.
That is what that face was. That was like, shit, he got that from his hoard.
Yeah, that was. I recognised immediately when you put. What about this? And put it on the table. I was like, oh fuck! I know what you've done now.
Oh
I mean,
boy.
I really don't want to part with it. I kind of like this sword, but
I'm sure he did too.
I try not to keep it out. It lives in the bag of holding, usually.
So you just open the bag, stab someone with it, and close the bag.
Well, when we're done with it, I put it back. Well, I clean it and then put it
Do
back. 'cause
you
that would
keep
be
it in the
gross.
bag? Do you keep it in the bag normally to prevent something?
No, I mean, I don't really want to walk around with it on. That would be. I mean, drow walking around with a weapon is not a good idea.
I mean,
in the middle of the
interestingly,
city.
something being in an extra planet space also directly prevents it from being scryed upon.
Yes, I suppose it does that too.
Perhaps you want to put the sword that he's aware of that's from his treasure hoarder back in your bag of holding?
I do.
Right, so now we have a way to doubly bait his pride and upset him.
I try my best.
Yes, you're quite trying at times.
I don't suppose anyone else has a spare sword, though. That's kind of like my only one. No, that's my only one.
I do.
Actually,
You
except
can
for
use
this,
this one.
I pull out my wand.
Oh, not that wand.
That's the only thing I have. Well, that and Steve.
I mean, I don't have a spare sword, but I've got a spare whip if you need it.
I'm not proficient in whips.
Is that yet?
No.
Give him till after the third date.
I was like, I have a spare bow.
I am proficient in sickles, but not
And my sickle.
no.
Ross,
Better with hand crossbows.
the first sword that I was given by becoming a paladin, what was that? Was it a longsword or something?
It was a basic longsword.
Okay, I'll pass it over to you, Claire.
It kind of drops.
It's heavy.
Yeah, thank you, though. I think it is a bit big for me.
Not proficient.
I need something a little more delicate.
It's almost like you live opposite the blacksmith.
This is a good point, but someone made me spend all my money.
Volvox just sighs.
I'll go see the blacksmith.
Alice hands her short sword.
One moment, says Volvox as he walks out of the door. 3 minutes pass. He walks back in. He hands Zansk a short sword.
Thank you.
So you guys, half of you are currently... There's a load, like the drow wizard sits down immediately and starts... You note as she sets up one quill pot, she then shuffles along a bench, sets up another one with parchment, and then just keeps doing that repeatedly. She doesn't write anything on the parchment. She just leaves them all set up. She then stands back up. Like, you see her, like, she checks her nails. And let the magic commence. And then each and every quill on the table begins moving. And essentially you have a mass scribing station being controlled by a wizardess, who is quite happy to allow this to continue. If you wish to go and see to the task of constructing your grandstand...
That is not scary at all. Sure.
Deckard is still reading the scroll in the booth. He is oblivious to the rest of the world.
I looked at him. How are we going to build a stand?
There's a sigh from the wizardess. Do I have to do that as well?
I mean,
in fairness, a wooden stage is not going to be that hard to build. Seats, same. We just need the wood.
So there is a forest not far from here.
this drow looks at her.
The female drow looks back at him.
I mean,
Do you want
perhaps
to
there is
kill
wood
the
that has
dragon?
already been cut that we should perhaps look at first.
It's waiting to be cut. You understand they're undertaking quite a considerable logging exercise at the moment, due to the fact that 3 new hamlet farms are being constructed within a day's walk of here, due to demand on the resources and particular niche purchases being made by individuals.
That's really confused.
She points at Retsam. He bought a lot of chocolate, so they're making more farms.
Yeah, I may have accidentally created a new industry.
Fine.
But here's the thing. Once we get rid of Pogo, we can start replanting forests across the country.
Can we start with the one by the mountain, please?
I mean, we have a red dragon problem there first.
Do you all head out of the pub?
Yes.
I hesitate.
And you hesitate.
Yeah.
Ah, neat. As you are walking out, there is a man pushing past with his cart. Then there is another man pushing past with his cart. The first man has a lot of rugs on his cart. The second man has a shit ton of cabbages on his cart.
My cabbages!
You
Is it the cabbage dealer?
I was going to say, do we
Cabbage
recognize
man.
one?
Indeed, the cabbage man you victimized several times over the last couple of
Oh,
months.
God.
We did not victimize him. We were victims too.
Listen.
We landed on his blooming cart.
But now
Multiple times, apparently.
we have a business arrangement.
Perhaps the carpets might be useful. We could use them as seating.
We can make cabbage soup. Lots of cabbage soup.
No. We've only just got rid of the last lot of cabbage.
For sale.
I mean, is that like a Battle of the Bards thing? Cabbage?
We have to create the illusion that this is an event where people are buying food and drink.
Okay.
At least until Pogo arrives. And let's face it, these aren't just cabbages, these are our cabbages now.
He does deliver an awful lot of cabbage.
Yeah, this is specifically like for us. He makes cabbages for us now.
Mm-hmm. Can I go to the carpet person?
Yes. The carpet person is a dragonborn.
How much for the rugs?
Well, I mean, they're rugs. How much are you willing to pay?
Well, it depends on how much they cost.
I'm saying it's a barter system. We haggle back and forth.
Fine. 1 gold. All of them.
Done.
Yeah.
He hands you all of the rugs.
I will hand him 1 gold.
There are 8 rugs.
It will cover the stage. What do I do with these now? Can I just feed them into my bag of holding?
I mean, you're going to run out of space in your bag of holding very quickly if you try and shove 8 rugs.
It's a good thing we have 2 bags of holding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think Ross is done with our shit today.
How much does each rug weigh?
Several.
Just fucking rug back to the port.
Google, how does a rug weigh?
It's about £30.
They each weigh 30 pounds.
In that case, there's plenty of room in a bag of holding.
You haven't seen the rest of the shit in a bag of holding.
There's not that much in there. Bag of holding.
Where did you get that bag of holding?
Oh wait, this is the one I bought in the auction.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't buy it new?
No, but we did empty it.
Did you?
I thought so.
If you don't know what's in there, you can't empty it.
You can. You turn it inside out. It voids everything that's in there.
Fair.
To be fair, I don't need a sword anymore. I've just found 6 scimitars.
In your bag
and
of
5
holding.
crossbows. I can literally fire and drop them.
So how do we weaponize a scimitar at distance? Just load it up onto a crossbow and fire it away?
No, it's not balanced enough for that. I tried that one.
A 5-foot stack of boxes of boots for Flicker.
Do you remember when I said you didn't have much room for shit in your bag?
I don't have a lot in there.
Didn't buy it new. Your bag rejects 4 of those rugs.
That is weird. Red Sam, can you fit these in yours?
That I can.
I'll empty it later. Yes.
You head out along the main street, side of the main city gates. It's a large, clear space where there are markers, little flags have been set up.
Is that everybody?
Everyone who wants to go and help construct stands and grandstand and stuff like that.
I got a hammer.
Just out of curiosity, and maybe I don't know this, maybe Chris didn't mention it. Does the amulet I was given only work on me?
You were told it only affects you. It denies you, like, I'll give you the handout.
Did you? You might have.
No,
you didn't.
Okay, hang on. I will go and generate you a handout that tells you exactly what this does, because Chris will have told you.
Yeah.
I just didn't realise I hadn't given you the handout.
The one bit of prep you didn't do.
Look, do you want to jog on?
He's got a lot to remember, okay? He's playing half the characters for us.
And I also have been writing all of your fecking plotlines recently, so...
That's true.
You know, I have been doing quite a lot of background thinking.
Why does it do foreground thinking?
Look, if I wasn't doing foreground thinking, the only NPC that would ever talk to you is fucking Charlie, and he will be calling you all kinds of profane names.
Hey, Charlie.
Charlie has a job.
Charlie!
Charlie does have a job, which is why you'd be walking around in silence most of the time, because no one else would fucking talk to you.
Amulet of proof against detection.
They're really handy.
They are. Agreed.
Ta-da! A magic to sheet and nowhere for somebody. Aren't you glad? Those of you who wish to go and help set up the bandstand, you may find yourselves outside of the city walls. There is an area, a reasonable area, that has been flagged off. It's almost as if someone went and reserved a space for you outside of the city walls. And as you walk out of the city and you look back for just a moment, you notice those of you who are local, a new addition sat atop the gatehouse. A really, really big fuck-off ballista.
Oh, he's not messing around.
That looks kind of useful.
Think of the scimitars you could put on that thing.
I know.
Silent
They're not particularly balanced well.
Silent.
76.
Red Sam has uncontrollable flatulence for the next 3 weeks, whenever he drinks ale.
Whenever he drinks ale, good thing, I'm a stout man.
Still an ale. Sorry to burst your bubble, Silent.
If we're going to get technical, you really...
If you want to get technical, any alcohol passes his lips, he will fart.
Yeah. It's okay. I am going to be eating a lot of cabbages. I feel sorry for you guys.
So, can we just throw some sprouts in there as well and just kill us all?
Don't eat sprouts.
Boy.
It's all about the cabbage, baby.
Strategy.
Oh,
We'll just
no.
Gas the city.
Around and light it.
Just-
Oh, we get Retson to just run at him so that when he shoots out a lightning bolt, it will explode into him. Wear lots of metal, little bits of metal.
Oh dear.
The things you're propagating will not make the final cut of this podcast.
Oh, are we turning Retsam into a shrapnel bomb?
Absolutely. In fact, if we cover him in grease first, and we can launch him.
Flaming shrapnel bomb.
Yeah. So
I believe we call that a frag grenade.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But They used to have sticky bombs that they used to throw.
Yes.
Yeah, so we
Cherry
could,
bombs.
what we could
But
do?
Sam, they are trying to turn you. They're trying to turn you into a bomb and play toss the fucking dwarf.
No, because
this
we've
ain't
got
gonna happen.
we got a fucking big ballista. We just stick him on there.
So you're going to put me, when I'm adhesive, onto thing. You know, I'm not going to really fly well when I'm stuck to the ballista.
Well, once it goes off, hopefully you will. And what we can do
No,
is
we'll
we can put.
stick you to the bolt and then fire the bolt out of the ballista.
Yeah, this ain't going to work.
I'm sure it will. That's totally how physics works.
If
No,
well, we can
that
put some
won't
little
work.
holes in your armour.
But Sal-
it whistles as you go.
That's
Oh,
not from
God.
Sal.
Oh.
Oh,
A very tall, very bored-looking dragonborn in heavy plate armor that is just leaning on a shield, watching you guys talk. Like literally, elbow resting on the top of the shield, like fist pressed into its cheek, watching you guys talk.
So, how would you advise is the best way to turn a dwarf into a frag grenade?
You don't. They
Oh.
already have them. They're called battle rages.
She looks to Ratzam.
He's not the battle rager.
Yeah,
Try though.
I offered to get the dwarves drunk on battle brew before the festivities, but it was declined.
The dragonborn stands up. Zansk, you do recognize this dragonborn.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the white-scaled, very bored-looking dragonborn who has probably been the one who getting you permits and arranging a whole load of military action for you.
Oh, that white scale Dragon Ball.
Yes, that white-scaled dragonborn.
Alice
That's not-
looks up, waves.
Looks at you, raises a hand. Hello.
This is Alice.
Hello, Alice.
Hi.
Alice? Who the F is Alice?
She is a new
I'll stop
friend of
saying
ours.
it one day.
Right. The area that's flagged off as per your permits is the space for your grandstand.
Thank you.
You'll note the entirety of the area is within range of the big fuck-off ballista on the gatehouse.
I appreciate that especially.
Mm-hmm. Conveniently, there are also a small number of naval vessels situated a short distance from the city that are still also within firing distance. Just.
Good.
Yeah, they won't be very accurate, so I'd advise against using them, if it's all possible.
Well, needs must.
Yes, I don't really fancy harpooning a dwarf and being told off and got an international incident again.
It's okay, just tell them I
You
did.
harpooned a dwarf?
Look, we were all drunk. It was an accident. The dwarf was fine. I don't think he even felt it.
I feel like this might be a story you need to tell me at some point.
Yeah.
Look, it involves some battle brew and some very poor choices.
I think it should be a story for later on. Right now, we need to start marking out places, like a big bullseye on the floor.
Is that where you'll be sitting?
I hope to be, yeah.
Well, good luck. He pushes himself up, so he's standing up and pulls his shield out of the dirt.
Thank you for all your help, friend.
You're welcome. I've got to go corral some dwarves. I imagine they'll be getting pretty riled up if you've finally begun your plan and started sending out some invites.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to have to deal with this bar fight. Fuckers.
I was gonna pop by the temple later. I will try not to start a fight with any of the dwarves, but
What did you have to say?
no, to the Temple of Illustry.
Oh, right.
I would like
Please
to pray
don't
there
start a
tonight.
fight. Please don't start a fight with the dwarf. I've already had to write to their leadership as to why 4 of them got broken arms and won't be attending their next boat home.
I mean, I feel that's because they're idiots.
It was. They tried to see who could roll down the fucking stairs the fastest. He looks at us. I'm really sorry, but some of your countrymen are fucking halfwits. He squints at Red Sam.
I agree with you. Absolutely.
Dwarves
Right, let's
are
go.
the worst.
Yeah, it's like they used to dig in their own holes. He walks away.
They're really good at burying their heads in the sand.
Hi ho, it's off to where we go.
That won't make the cut of the show because of copyright.
You can get a certain amount.
And would you all like to begin construction?
Yes.
And also monitor people that are going to be coming in to assist with us.
There are still a small number of labourers. Most of them are a variety of races. There's Dragonborn, there's humans, surprisingly there's some Kenku, which is a bit of an oddity. You don't see them out and about very frequently. There is one supervisor who is a species you do not see very frequently, even in these parts. It's an Aarakocra, a bird folk.
Ah.
Scary a little bit.
They are in the air, essentially, and they are barking down orders to some of the labourers and, doing supervisory things. Lumber has also been provided. It's almost like Chris pre-bought some while he was out on errands just now.
Right, let's begin.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Let's
a
get
note
down
on the
to
lumber.
business to defeat the pogo.
Oh, seeing as it's
Vegan wood.
The note reads, Zansk, I figured you wouldn't want them cutting down the trees in front of you. I had this pre-bought. It's sustainably farmed.
I'm going to go to the hairiest person there, or the hairiest creature there.
You see Retsam out of the corner of your eye.
I'm just basically going to go up to him because it's the 4th of May and say, no. This one goes here, and this one goes, and that one goes there. That's my Han Solo for tonight.
As you...
Millennium Falcon, when he was putting it back together. Oh, my gosh.
The Aarakocra sits down next to you, looks at what you're working on, and looks at you and goes, these are not the droids you're looking for, and walks away.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
You and me both.
I don't get the references.
They're just
Star
Star
Wars.
Warsing out the wazoo.
I get that it's Star Wars, but that's about as far as my understanding goes.
That's
Okay,
all
we
you
need a
to
new
know.
5th player.
I've never seen one of the films all the way through.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get back on topic before this devolves. This is a conversation
More than it
Beth and
already
I have been
has.
having for the last 13 years. Anyway,
Imagine his disappointment when he got told by his girlfriend that she'd only seen 4, 5, and 6, and refuses to watch the others.
I gave up. I died inside and just gave up.
Hang on a second. You said only 4, 5, and 6?
They're the only 3 that really
Original.
matter, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
2's pretty good, though.
Mm.
Django. Right, let's stop.
So, you guys, would you like to roll checks as a party or individually? And I'll take the average.
Or what?
For construction of your grandstand.
Depends on what you're going to be asking us to roll.
Yeah.
Well, generally
Frankly.
I do crafting as construction like this. I would classify as you're tying things together, you're nailing things, and I've given it survival.
I mean, I don't mind rolling.
Beth, you're
Yeah,
muted,
that's
so if you're shouting at me about something, then
I can
by
do
all
that. I can do survival.
I can do survival.
means. Are you all satisfied with that?
I just want to hit things with a hammer.
But you know what, I'll let you, just because you're hitting things with the hammer, I'll let you have athletics, because you're smacking things with the hammer.
Nice.
Witchmouth, can you present any other way you'll be utilising any other skill to
I'll
construct?
be singing our people along. I will be trying to inspire them. However, I am not a bard. So
Actually, you know what? That's what I'll do.
I
I'll
will
do
join. I will join Courtney in singing and being productive in that way.
Courtney, what do
Can I
you
guide it to
sing?
myself?
No, fuck you.
I don't actually. I play an instrument.
Ah, okay. What do you do with that instrument? What tune do you play?
That's a good question. I wasn't prepared for this.
Good.
Really?
Playing a bard, weren't prepared to use your abilities. Perfect. It's typical bard.
Listen, I can answer that question, but we have to talk about copyright.
No. Like, you're also a cleric now.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
as long as it's under 6 seconds, I'm pretty sure it's fine.
Shit.
Someone just screams this and snappy. Anyway.
I'll do cleric things. If somebody
things.
like smacks a thumb with a hammer or anything like that, I can assist.
That's not where I was going with that, but okay.
Were you talking about thaumaturgy?
What music do religious people play, Courtney?
They're called hymns, but I don't
Heavy
have
metal.
anything specific.
I was going to go with heavy metal as well.
That's what I'm listening to right now. Outstanding. We're playing some Five Finger Death Punch, bitches.
Or death metal.
So proud of you, Courtney.
I've had Blue on Black on repeat on fucking Spotify since yesterday at about 3. I can't get it out of my head.
You're all like, it's like herding.
Ross looks somewhat unimpressed.
It's like herding cats. I'm gonna go watch a D&D YouTube video.
Would you like me to roll survival, Mr. DM?
Actually, do you know what? Anyone who's gonna roll survival, you roll your checks. Courtney, I will let you bardically inspire people. Just do it. I was going, you could just go, I play religious sounding music on my lute. I was giving you an out, Courtney.
Yeah, I will play upbeat, get people in the mood to do shit music.
The fuck is that compared to the Rogue Ranger?
Yeah.
Bardically inspired.
Not cracky, you're a druid. It's looking better than that. I expected better. Okay, who are you bardically inspiring without looking at those rolls, Cornelius?
Hang on.
I mean, weren't all of us rolling?
I mean, you don't need to for bardic inspiration.
I don't need to roll.
The
rest of the party rolling?
Yes.
I have 4, so I was going to pop one on each of them.
Blitz isn't. He's going to attempt background music for you. So, or foreground vocals. I'm not sure which is his preference.
What's the inspiration die?
It's Courtney. What is your bardic inspiration dice at?
That's a great question.
D68, D10,
D8 bajillion.
Pretty sure it's probably a little bit higher than that.
D8.
Called it.
It's a D8 at 5th level.
23, 25.
So that is a 33.
Right, Sam, what did you get? He's flipping me the bird. He's got 11.
No.
He got
an 11.
I did amazing.
So, Zansk and Alice work in surprising tandem, shaping and manipulating the wood to form essentially the superstructure and then beginning to go through. They hand Red Sam essentially flat planks to go and to form the part you stand on the stage. Red Sam, you have your hammer, you have your nails. Yes, it is time. You line up, you thud, you miss the nail. You go again, you hit it, digs in. You're like, yeah, that will do. You guys can roll me that again. Roll again.
All right, I'll be guidance myself.
All right. That guidance won't matter on your natural ones, ads. Oh dear. The druid suddenly has second thoughts about shaping trees and is like, I can't know. Alice, you were used to manipulating wood and other such materials to make rudimentary structures and survival utensils. So this is easy for you. You're not fussed.
This is
Bread and butter.
Yeah.
Red Sam.
Yo.
Make the damn finest stage you can make with your hammer and nails.
Damn straight.
Incidentally, I
Mostly.
start playing Hammer and Nails in the background.
Coincidentally, I check out this D&D game mentally about 5 hours ago.
This game wasn't even going 5 hours ago, Russ.
It feels like it was.
That's how bad it is.
I'm really enjoying myself. I don't know about you guys.
I am too.
I've got it. I'm just taking the piss. Right. You guys have made a stage. Nice.
That was surprisingly simple.
Have you ever built a stage? It's just
No.
wood with some rugs on top.
I mean, I'm used to building stuff. I've never built a stage, though.
Zansk, you put some rugs down.
Mm-hmm.
Zansk, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What is your AC?
17.
17. Okay. Please stand by, ladies and gentlemen.
I saw what you had up earlier.
And Claire went, "Oh, you fucking asshole."
A little bit.
Yep. Let's whisper these rolls so we can have some fun with this.
Oh dear.
So all throughout this building of the stage, she's periodically checking the amulet, the proof against detection amulet.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still working, or has it cooled off for a bit?
It's cooled off. So you guys see Zansk putting some rugs down. Red Sam, are you helping? You've got 4.
Yes, I am helping.
Okay, what is your armor class?
Currently 19.
Okay. So party members, you built the stage, right? And some of you are setting about getting ready for the grandstand. You're checking it over. You hear, "What the fuck?" From one of the workmen as you see Zansk and Red Sam trying to put these rugs out. And suddenly they're being like, they put the rug down and then it just comes back up and wraps around them and pulls in as they have been trapped inside some rugs and are now flailing, attempting to escape.
I'm going to go running towards them to assist.
And party members.
What?
Roll me initiative.
What is this?
This is combat.
What? No. What escaped the rugs and is running away?
No. It is the rugs.
Yep, we've been attacked by rugs.
God damn it!
You thought the winter clothes are bad. Just you wait, I have more.
Fuck you! I'm done! Why do I play with you anymore? You bitch!
This is why I'm not allowed nice things.
You shouldn't be.
What do you mean? I gave you the Dread Orb of Orcus.
It's not a nice thing. That's a shiny thing, but not a nice thing.
Wait until the next session.
Okay, now I've typed those all in. I can now actually add the values. Alice, what did you roll?
17.
Blitz.
8.
Santis.
22.
Zansk.
20.
Fucking hell, you two. Calm down. Red Sam.
7.
And then the rugs rolled a grand total of 10.
I'm on edge as it is. I can't really help it right now.
The Santis.
Yeah,
2 of your friends are currently being smothered
indeed.
by rugs.
Yeah, that's super fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
How far apart are they?
They're like, so the stage is not small. Like it's designed, like it's quite long and quite wide.
Yeah.
They're on opposite sides.
Fuck!
So
Yeah.
there is a good, we'll call it 25, 30 feet behind them. And the stage is like a good 10 feet up.
Okay.
Good side stage, guys. Like, you rolled really well.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna take the gobstopper out of my pocket and shove it in my face and hope to God I get the thing where I can jump really far.
Roll me a D100.
You're in combat. What do you want to do? Candy.
Ew!
Oh, fuck.
You teleport away.
As Antis, roll me a D8. shit. Okay, I need to have a word with Claire really quickly. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys.
So, question is, who can lip read?
I can't because half of his mouth is being obscured.
Well, it was nice knowing you all.
Those rugs, are they considered creatures?
No doubt.
I have no idea.
Courtney, I need a D4 from you.
God damn it.
Start at the top.
Sorry, we're not done.
Okay.
Xantis, you shove this gobstopper into your face, and it like you go forward like squirrel. You then feel a twinge in your back, and
Okay.
for everyone else, you suddenly like out of like from her where her cheek is bulging with this sweet, a series of arcane runes just bubble out of her skin and land around her on the
Excuse me.
ground.
What?
And she looks down. What the fuck? And then she disappears. As
Oh
if
my God.
teleported away.
I really fucking rolled that.
You did. I'm
Oh,
so sorry.
You roll a 1.
No, I rolled a 2 and then another
No,
2 and then a 1.
Courtney, you just rolled a D100 for. So to give the mechanics how this works, right? If you're a spellcasting class and you have over a certain level, it's broken up. So essentially, it's a base level cleric. If you divine intervention, so level 10 cleric. If you roll under a 10, you get the big thing. You rolled a 2, Courtney. You got the
Yeah.
very big thing. Giggity. You then rolled a D8 for the number of countries in the world.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you just rolled for which city in that country you teleported to.
Oh my God. Ross, where am I?
Could end up.
Hang on 1 sec. I'm such a troll. I'm so sorry, Courtney. Courtney, Xantis looks down, has a moment, and suddenly there's this flash of this purple arcane energy, and suddenly you're in a clearing in the middle of a forest, it looks like. There's a waterfall that drips down into a nice, ornate-looking pond and lake thing. But to one side, there's this odd crystal formations bubbling out of the ground. It forms up, it shimmers purples and pinks with vibrant yellows. As the light glances off it, it looks magnificent. It's otherworldly in its wonder. And it seems to be spreading out from its base.
Like the light emanating from it, or the crystal itself?
Just the crystal itself. It looks like it's expanding and growing.
Okay.
As you kind of look up, you'll see that like there are smaller crystals that hang off, like attached to the tree and are growing up and hang off and down off leaves.
Okay.
And there's a few moments. As a few moments pass, as guys, we'll go back to the combat in a second. You are watching this crystal, and as it it begins to shift, and a figure steps out of it, made entirely of this crystal, tilts its head. It's in more or less the shape of a female elf, down to the pointed ears. It looks at you and goes, "How did you get here?"
You know, that's...
You have a gobstopper lodged in your cheek.
Take it out, because I'm, like, dying on it. That's a really good question. I'm not entirely sure, actually.
Right.
Where am I?
You are currently in the capital of Maisonnaire, just outside the royal castle.
How far away am I from where we were at? Actually, I may not even know that.
You do, by virtue of the fact that you know this country is one of the major trading partners of Primor.
Okay, yeah.
You're on the wrong continent.
Oh, yeah.
You've basically
Guys,
gone...
I tried.
to put this into context for you, you've gone from the west coast of the United States to basically like,
Paris.
yeah, or London, just like that.
Okay.
The crystal figure looking at you and just goes, help will be here for you in just a moment.
I'm a little concerned when you put it that way.
Given this is a place under close guard, you probably should be concerned.
Yeah. Any suggestions?
Tell the truth, because they will know if you don't.
Right. All right.
Walk that way.
I will do so. I'm gonna need to, and like as I'm walking away, I'd be like, first thing I'm doing when I get back is I'm gonna have a word with that confectioner. I've still got the gobstopper in my hand.
And with that, we'll cut back to the combat. Xantis, you're no longer in the combat, I'm afraid.
Nope.
You have left quite dramatically. Zan,
Fuck!
at the end of your turn, okay, sorry, at the beginning of your turn, you are blinded, restrained, and suffocating.
Sounds good.
Mhm.
It's like a
You are
Friday night.
unable to cast spells that require verbal or semantic components because your hands are bound to your chest and you can't breathe. You can try and break out.
That's the actual one.
It's almost like these debilitating spellcasters. Are you going to try and break out?
Yeah.
Okay. What does it say?
Please don't be a strength saving throw.
It's an athletics. It's either a strength check or an athletics check. I'll let you pick. You stay stuck inside the thing. It begins to restrict you further. Like it begins tightening and tightening and tightening. And actually, at the beginning of your turn, you would take some damage, which I didn't read that correctly. You take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
I will, because I'm presuming that was my action.
Mm-hmm.
I think I will fungal form.
You're going to struggle. There's nowhere for the fungus to grow.
So, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What if we were to grow into just something massive?
Well, chances are this is a magical rug. Do you want to turn into a massive elephant that is just then bound and restrained?
Yes, because I'm taking an elephant's strength score over mine any day.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen an elephant. Probably need to check. You've not seen an elephant.
Come on, the elephant is less than a CL10.
Yeah, but it's not just that. You have to beat your own spell save DC. That's what we agreed.
That's what we agreed. God damn it. What has he seen?
You've seen a fucking giant fucking goat is what you've fucking
Yes,
seen.
I will take giant goat form.
You guys see Xanth basically tumbles over as he's being restrained, and then suddenly the rug sort of begins bulging and expanding. Don't do that because you'll suffocate faster. Suddenly, like, there's horns protruding upwards. You can see it through the, like, poking, not ripping the rug, but the rug sort of begins to expand and bulge as it does this. Get the impression Zan's just wild-shaped into something bigger and is still stuck and restrained. But is now in wild goat form. Well, giant goat form.
Can I shoot the wild goat?
You can't, because I can't assign that very easily. Because I don't know if I have the sheet for wild goat to hand, giant goat to hand. Can't use those. I didn't put it under giants. Where the fuck did I put the giant fucking goat?
Search for it.
I've got him. He was already on my list. I couldn't search for it. Okay, that was the end of your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Alice, two of your friends are being strangled by rugs, and one of your friends just shoved his feet in their mouth and fucking disappeared.
Alice will take salvation off her back and go, fuck it, and an arrow at each of the carpet rug things. Because I've got extra attack, so one at
Hey,
each.
roll me to hit. That hits. That also hits. So, the first rug you shoot takes 4 points of piercing damage. Zansk, you take 4 points of piercing damage.
How many hit points does a giant goat have?
Giant goat has 19 hit points.
Okay. So I have that many left.
Do I hear Zansk and Retsam go, shit, that hurt when I shoot the...
No, because they're being suffocated. Redson, you take 5 points of piercing damage. The rugs are smothering. They are currently grappling people. Fuss ends their turn. Blitz.
Hold still, people. Oh, wham! I'll just gonna hit them. I think I'll do 2 hits on Retsam in the rug.
Hang on, 2 hits on rug, Sam.
You just aim it straight for me. Don't care about the rug.
Yeah, rugs them. Oh, I love it.
So Santa's was still on some therapy.
Because I imagine that I can see that one rug has just bulged, so I know that. Yeah, I need to do something here. So I'm going to Divine Smite as well. Is that the one that is a sword thing?
Yeah, you have to hit first.
Oh yeah,
And then you apply Divine Smite with a number of however many spell slots whichever level spell slot you wish to smite at.
Okay, let's go for hitting Rugsome.
You're going to hit Rugsome twice.
I am indeed. Oh, I've forgotten how to do this.
So in the center of your character sheet,
D20.
You can do this. There's a macro on the sheet for you. I mean, you critically hit, but we'll get to that in a second. Let me get to your sheet, and I will give you a hand. So
yeah, it's because I've forgotten.
That's right. We don't do melee combat particularly frequently. So on the front page of your character sheet,
I can see it now. The rapier.
Yes, and you've just critically struck. So I'm going to alter it for 1 second so that you will just by default critically hit. And I will change it back once you've rolled it. Just click rapier now. There you go. And then I'll change it back for your next attack. 1 moment. Oh my god. All the times just outright crit.
Again?
So now you will... Yeah, I'm going to ignore that first roll because I'll go from the nat to the next one. Just hit it again. Okay, so a 9 will miss. So on the nat 20, you said you were going to Divine Smite.
Yes.
What level are you Divine Smiting at?
I think I'll do it at first level because I've never actually Divine Smited anyone, so I'll use 1.
Ironically, the first person you smite is your party member.
Not only that, it's my mentor. Take that.
Yes, I guess
This is how training works, isn't it?
Something like that.
Okay, so we'll go back to the front page for a second.
Okay.
Live. On the centre bit, there is a bit that says Divine Smite. You know where you had your rapier? At the top, there's Divine Smite is listed.
Yes.
So if you click on that, it should then ask you what spell level.
Okay, cool.
So if you do first level, there you go. And then if you click, you see where you've rolled and it has the rapier and it has the 2 green numbers.
Yes.
You see where it says rapier under that? If you click that, it'll roll the damage dice for the weapon attack. There you go.
Brilliant.
So if I do the maths real quick, that's 14 plus 8.
22.
So it's 22. So the rug takes 11 points of damage. Fred Sam, you take 11 points of damage. As you realise inside the rug, as you're being suffocated and blinded and restrained, something is hitting the rug trying to help you, but at the same time, they're also hurting you. Okay. Is there anything else from you, Blitz? As you've just used your action to try and attack twice.
Sorry.
That is an action. You wouldn't be able to.
No, that's fine. Okay. No. I know what I'm going to be doing next, but yeah. Okay. That's it for me.
Okay.
How mashed up does this rug look?
You're beginning to start to poke it to a point where it might look like it's reasonably hurt. It's a bit battered, basically. It's had seen better days.
A bit like the person inside.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Red Sam.
Right. So I can't.
At the beginning of your turn, because I did this wrong last time.
No. You can forget that damage.
I'm afraid I'm not.
Yeah, you can. You're
There's a
allowed.
12
I give
points of
permission.
damage for you. You can then use your action to attempt to escape.
Yeah. I would like to attempt to escape, and since I can't cast spells, that's just going to have to be trying to struggle out.
Okay. So strength check or athletics check, I will allow you to choose.
Yeah. No.
Unfortunately, you failed to break free. I'm genuinely surprised with your modifier. You failed to break free.
Yeah. As am I. I really should have used my inspiration I've been holding on to for weeks with that.
I was unsurprised that I didn't.
Mm. Speaking, is there anything else you'd like to? Actually, you can't move. You can't bonus action. There's nothing you can. I don't think there's anything you can do on your bonus action.
I mean, unless the attempt to escape counts as like an attack, and I get an extra attack.
It doesn't. Bracing grapple is an action.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all. I can't bullshit anything else.
Okay, Zansk. At the beginning of your turn, as a goat. No. I rolled low. Whoops. Took 7 points of damage. Oh, that takes your giant goat fucking down to like less. Would the goat like to attempt to break free?
Yes, the goat would like to break free.
The goat succeeds in breaking free. The goat pushes itself out of this rug of smothering. And suddenly there's a giant goat looking at a rather large rug. That was your action.
Oh, goats like to eat things like rugs, don't they? Or is that like material? I'm just saying.
Not eating a rug of smothering.
That might end badly. That kitten was just like, I'm gonna fucking lie here. That's not gonna make the cut.
I will step away.
Okay. As you step away, you provoke an attack of opportunity.
You can save me changing my shape, thank you.
It misses. Actually, what's a wild goat's AC?
I have no idea.
No, it hits. The goat is rewrapped like a present at Christmas.
God damn it.
Sorry. Opportunity attacks are a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with rugs. Zansk. Unfortunately, there's nothing else you can do, is there?
Meh.
I wouldn't do that. You'd suffocate faster.
No, there's nothing I can do. Apart from rewild shape, there's no point. That's why I wait for you to drop me.
Alice.
Alice, seeing the wild goat break out, she's like, yeah! And then it gets got again, and she's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Point Hunter's Mark. Don't want to kill Zansk. I will take another 2 shots at the one holding Zansk and hope it doesn't kill her.
Okay.
I'm a level 9 character.
That hits and that hits. Okay, Zansk, you take... Originally, you take... To begin with, you take 3 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
You then take a further 5 points of damage. Or
And now I am Zansk.
now you're Zansk. Alice, as your second shot hits, you watch the goat, like the goat shape in the rug, recompress down to Zansk.
Sorry, Zansk!
Anything else from you? the rugs of smothering are currently smothering people. Who knew? Blitz.
Right, I've travelled with Retsang for quite a long time. I know that he can take a beating. I know that
What?
I've done. You can't talk. Shush.
Sorry.
I don't know if he's going to suffocate before he.
That's a good point. Redstone, what's your constitution modifier?
Sorry.
3.
3. Why? I have to actually go and consult the BHB for once.
This is where I die. It was nice knowing you all.
It's a minute plus a minute for each point of.
So you've got ages.
For each
Oh, Jesus.
con mod. So he has 4 minutes of being able to hold his breath.
There you go. You're going to suffocate for a while.
Okay, and with that in mind, I'm going to hit his carpet twice.
Okay.
And put it onto the right page to do that. Where are you, Rapier? Did that work?
Will miss.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
15 will hit.
I will Divine Smite at level 2 now.
At level 2. Oh boy. The big boy smites are rolling out, ladies and gentlemen.
A little bit pants.
I mean, no. That okay. That was a little bit awful on the bottom one, but I mean, you rolled 3d8 and you rolled 16 damage. That's not bad. And if you click rapier, there you go. 13 plus 21 damage. Oh crikey! Redstone, you take 10 points of damage. That's the rug will take 11.
How battered does Rug look now?
You're starting to poke holes in it, but it's managing to maintain its like grip and suffocating like tightness around Redstone where it counts.
Okay, I'm shouting out healing next. I know that he can't hear me.
That was everything from you, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah.
Redstone, the beginning of your turn. Take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Why you gotta treat me so bad?
Guys, I don't see if it's sufficiently rugged.
Right. I want to get out of this thing.
Okay. I completely understand that.
It ain't happening.
No. I'm actually impressed you rolled a 3 twice now.
Yeah. And my first athletics check was no better when building the stage.
That's not great. And that's, you can't do any bonus action, so Zansk.
Yeah.
The beginning of your turn. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Whew.
Yes, that one.
I am going to wild shape again, but I am going to take my fungal form.
Okay, so you get your temporary hit points.
Yes.
Okay. And that's everything from you. You're not going to try and break out?
I will try and break out.
Was your fungal form bonus action?
I'm just checking that actually, because no, it's not. It's my action.
Okay, so are you fungal forming?
Yes.
Okay, you fungal form. That's your action. You can't do anything else.
I think Sense realizes he's much better off.
Toughing it out.
Yes. That's literally what he is.
Alice.
So, is it clear that Zansk hasn't tried to break out?
His form has now sprouted what look to be growths in various places that are very clearly mushroom shaped.
Okay.
That's basically the rug of smothering vacuum packs down around it.
Right. Bonus action Hunter's Mark, and then 2 shots at Zansk Rug.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That hits. And that hits. And then the Hunter's Mark damage. Okay, so the 9 and the 4 obviously makes you 13, so you take 6. You take 6. I forgot how to maths for a second there. 8 and 5 is 13, so again, you'll take 6. They don't look particularly happy at the fact they now have got Zansk and the rug have the same arrows protruding from them. They look unimpressed. In rug form.
Thanks. Doesn't look unimpressed. You're fine.
You can't see his facial expression. Was that everything? That was everything from you, wasn't it, Alice?
Yes.
Okay, the rugs are currently smothering people. Who knew? Blitz.
So if I cast Aura of Vitality, does that mean that I can heal someone straight away? You can use a bonus action to cause one creature in the area in the aura to heal. Actually, that's pretty weak source. I'm going to go over to where Retsam is, or just reach down to Retsam because I know that I've hit him quite hard, and I'm going to cure wounds on him.
Okay.
At level 3.
Retsam, you really hit points. You feel Blitz prod you essentially in the side, and you feel healing magic wash over you. Doesn't abate the concern that your lungs are running out of oxygen. However, the damage been done by the constriction is eased. Your pain lessens for a time. Anything else, Witchmouth?
I don't think I can do anything else from that.
That was your action.
Yeah. So, that's it.
Cast that at 3rd level, right?
I did.
That's a big spell slot.
They deserve it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Red Sam. At the beginning of your turn, there's no way the rug is doing that much damage. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, he does 15, which is max damage, but you're better off than you were. Would you like to attempt to escape?
You know what? I think I'm just going to, yes.
Okay. I'm afraid you're not, no. Look, all you have to say is literally, in these last 3 times, all you have to say is, I used my DM inspiration, and you would have passed each and every one of those.
Yes, but in the next one I won't need it, and then it will be wasted.
Well, I mean, by all means.
Because I know the second I say those words, I'm going to roll, and I'm going to have, a nat 20. I'm going to have a 26 to escape. And then I'll be like, well, my second dice was a 4. Why would I even bother?
Okay. That's the beginning of your turn.
Yeah.
Take 10 points of damage. You're nearly out of spore form.
Uh-huh.
Would you like to try and escape?
Yes, please.
If you break out before Red Sam, I swear to God, I might just leave. What are you looking at? I shouldn't read her screen. That's rude.
I would also like to use my reaction on my turn.
The -1 you were not going to break out. That's a nat 1. It is a nat 1. It's a -1. That's impressive.
I have a -2 mod.
That's perfect. I love it. What are you trying to do with your reaction?
It can take my spores, because screw it.
What does that do? Read me the wording.
As my reaction. Standing something you're surrounded by invisible necrotic scores are harmless unless you unleash them on a creature nearby. You can move into a space within 10 feet of the starts its turn there. You can use your reaction to deal 1d4 necrotic damage to that creature unless it succeeds a con saving throw against your spell save DC. Oh, and it goes up at level 8. It goes up at level 6, sorry.
It's a d6 of damage.
Yes.
Okay. What's the con save?
17. That's my 16.
Claire.
Oh,
it passed. Dead on.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't take the d6 damage.
Yeah, I forget about that sometimes.
You do, quite a lot. Okay, Alice.
Rinse and repeat.
This might suck for you.
knock me out of spore.
It will do, yeah, because that's a hit and a hit. Yeah, that's gonna suck. Okay, so
Max damage on both Hunter's Marks as well.
That's fine.
Well, I mean, it's definitely fine because for a start, that first one is 12 damage, halved, 6. So you take 6. The second shot will destroy this rug of smothering. However, it will also deal 8 points of damage to Zansk. Wrong one. The rug does one last squeeze and then crumples into pieces around Zansk. Zansk, however, has a litany of arrows sticking out of various parts of him, where you've turned him into a demi-porcupine.
She just kind of gets, sorry?
You that bow!
At least the rug's not smothering you anymore.
This is true.
I brought you the bow and you shot me with it.
And then I will
I'm the first one she shot with it.
Shot me in the face.
I taught you to paladin, and the first thing you smite is my face.
And I will bonus action move my Hunter's Mark to the other rug.
Okay.
Sorry, Ratsam.
Blitz.
I'm gonna hit Rugsum. You don't look very.
I imagine he's not very happy with how this
I'm
is.
feeling a bit threadbare right now.
Oh, it's almost like you've had the carpet pulled from under your feet.
It's almost like you should have used that inspiration because that might have earned you that back.
Sorry, pal. I'm thinking that we can deal with your death afterwards and get you back up and running. Then, if you get my drift, I'm hitting the rug as best I can.
You hit both times.
I'm not using Divine Smite because I don't know how damaged he is inside. So
Probably with the betrayal, it's probably hurt him quite a lot.
the betrayal hurt more.
It's okay. If I die, just blame Zansk.
So Red Sam, you take 4 damage, and then you take 4 damage, and with the last stab, you cut through the last major connecting fibers of this rug of smothering as it disintegrates around Red Sam. Red Sam is actually both pull into your lungs the final new air that your lungs were screaming you to provide. You're alive. Do you want out of combat?
Alice will go pat Zansk on the shoulder and cure wounds.
The next thing you notice is there's no Asantis.
Where is the... Ooh, thank you. Where is the,
That was meant to be a second, not third. Sorry.
You drop one of those D8. I'll let it be the 4 because I'm nice.
I am going to do exactly the same to Red Sam.
Don't you worry about that. I will just lay on hands myself.
I will skip myself. I'm doing maths and it's hurting my head. 31 plus... I'm okay.
So, you guys have made a stage, but you've lost a little dwarf.
That we can't scry on to find out where she is.
Oh, super shit.
What have you done with the Xanthus?
It looked like a gobstopper, and then magic kind of flew out of her face and she vanished.
Red Sam, you have a horrible thought.
You said there were runes on the floor.
I
Now.
have a horrible thought.
You know what that gobstopper might have done because you were in the room when its effects were described.
That gobstopper might have made her very, very tiny. Or teleported her away.
And with that, as you say, teleported away, we'll cut to Azantis.
Oh boy.
Azantis, it's slightly colder here. Not by much.
Yeah.
You smell salt in the air as well. Like, you're not far from the coast.
Yeah.
And as you're walking through this small thicket, you come across, like, you're walking essentially down a path, and suddenly it opens out, and perched on a hilltop just ahead of you is a very old, very imposing looking castle.
Oh dear.
As you start walking slowly towards it, there is an elf jogging down the path towards you.
Mm-hmm.
Male, armed, and like spiked hair pushed back as being pushed in the wind. And as you glance just to the side, you see splayed out across down the hill from you a whole city you have never seen before.
Is the elf individual currently approaching me? Is he wielding his weapon?
He is not. You note
Okay.
he has a very lethal-looking rapier. That's blade is as black as night.
Okay.
And he wears. Actually, you can roll me a history check. I'll give you this.
Okay. Let's see here.
You realize on the armor he is wearing is engraved the royal symbol of the House of Malbec.
Oh my god.
The royal family of Maisonnaire.
Oh dear.
Comes to a stop. You can identify, like, he's got like emerald green eyes. The hair that's pulled back is short and spiky, and it's almost this typical, almost bark brown.
Okay.
Hand goes the rapier. Don't.
I've got my hands up. No. Just...
Yeah, we know. The crystal told us you appeared in a flash of arcane energy. You'd be surprised how often shit like this happens.
Yeah, well. Okay.
Not in this particular episode, so.
Alright, what now?
I mean, technically you're guilty of the crime of trespassing on the royal household's private property.
By
He pauses and tilts
no
his head.
fault of my own?
He tilts his head as if listening to another conversation. One moment. You are, however, you have had it revealed to you by nature of where you were landed, something that you will have to never repeat you've ever witnessed.
Right.
Pauses. Sorry, too many conversations going on in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start at the top. What you saw in that grove, you will swear now, here, that you will never mention again. And trust me,
Never ever. Never ever. Promise.
Whatever god you claim to follow, swear on their name.
Do I? Okay.
He looks dead serious.
Yes. Do I know kind of the religious climate of the area that I'm in?
You do not. Due to the level of religious upheaval at the moment, you would have no idea.
Oh God. Well, all right, and I'll. All right, I'll take the amulet out. I'll take Goddard's amulet out.
He pauses and seeing that and goes, oh, God fucking damn it. It's always him.
I just happened to come across it. You know.
He leans forward.
It's still kind of new.
Oh,
sorry.
You're a baby cleric, this figure says, looking at you. Oh, Jesus. He looks like, oh, fuck's sake. Do you know what? Just swear you will never repeat what you witnessed.
I swear on my life and whatever else, I didn't see in that forest what I saw in that forest.
You swear you'll never repeat it, never say you saw it, never say anything about it.
Never ever, not even in fiction.
As far as you're concerned, you teleported into a wood in the lands of Maisonnaire outside of the city of Vinar. You were picked up by the guard.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Good. Right. God. Where's Right when you bloody need him?
I'm gonna stash the amulet back.
Right. So, I'm going to assume you're an adventurer.
Kinda.
No, I need a certainty.
It was a bit of an accident, really.
Okay.
I'm being chased. Okay, I'm being chased by a dragon. I found some people that are trying to help me, and now I'm here.
You're from Primal.
Yeah.
More specifically, probably Frey Hollow.
Yeah.
He tilts his head. Yep, Frey Hollow, probably the adventuring party that's out there. Yes, the ones that Thalia keeps going on about. That name you'd recognise immediately as Antis. That's the name of the Queen of Primor.
Well, mostly good things,
forward.
I hope.
He points. Turn around. I have to cuff you for a second.
Okay. I still have the candy in my hands, so without thinking about it, I'm just gonna throw my hands back.
He cuffs your hands in essentially metal cuffs. You feel almost immediately your ability to cast magic just drains.
Okay.
Right. Walk towards the castle.
Uh-huh. And I will do so.
You are guided into the castle past some guards to a very ornate, very resolute-looking door. It is opened from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a number of individuals here who will classify as the ruling elite, the nobles of nobles. And sat on a throne, listening and looking down on you, is a female wood elf. She is, to be frank, resplendent and very clearly the monarch.
Okay.
No, just carry on.
Shut up.
Do I know anything about how to behave in this kind of...
You are a country gnome.
Okay.
By a bard.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Okay.
He pats you on the shoulder. Don't try and do something fancy. You're not. Just trust me, it's not worth it. You'll just offend somebody.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. He goes, you might want to just bow politely though. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I'll do that and just kind of keep my head down.
He looks up at the monitor. Terribly sorry to interrupt.
Trust me, it's fiscal law. You're really not.
Oh, good. I found the intruder in the grove.
Oh, our visitor.
Yes, quite.
And then scans down.
No. Oh, sorry. Judging by the description and the information Thalia provided to us some time ago, she does love talking about this particular group. They did her a favour. This, I believe, is the one known as Azantis.
Uh-huh.
Perfect. Azantis. Queen Sayan Malbec of Clan Malbec.
I think she tries to say hello, but it kind of just comes out as a strained squeak.
He pats her shoulder. Don't worry, we've seen worse.
Uh-huh.
I have that effect on people, I'm afraid. As you look at her, she's clearly beautiful, but she also seems to glow.
Okay.
Everyone's attention is on her in that room.
He leans down and says, "She's a bard. Just roll with it."
Right, okay.
Or she likes to think she is. She went to school with them.
Yeah, all right.
I'm going to pay for that later. Oh, sorry, I didn't introduce myself.
This is California Hollow. You were taking too long.
Yes, technically Lord, by virtue of the fact it's technically Lord Callum Malbec Dawn Hollow. Head of the Queen's Guard. Hello. Now.
Well, you do a very fine job.
You brought her here for a reason?
Yeah, she's from Primal. I mean, I could walk her down to my sister's Adventuring Guild and kick her through the teleportation circle for you, but you could just do it here.
Fine.
Perfect. We can get her sent home. Please don't go teleporting into places that are highly restricted. If it was anyone else who got to investigate, I would have just shot you. They will.
Well, you might want to take this thing and destroy it. And she's kind of like motioning with the hand that is holding the candy.
Oh, you had an adverse reaction to candy. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Don't try and cast with your mouth full. The semantic component or the verbal components just go everywhere.
That's not what happened.
Okay, well, try having better luck.
Right.
Whereabouts in Primal?
Frey Hollow.
I might have to look that one up.
Just go. No, we don't need to show anywhere else in the castle. We could just
I am
send
not
her to
drawing
Westbridge.
on my throne room's floor. Ooh, go to the teleportation circle. That's why we have one. If she stands up, you notice there's like a small child attached to her leg.
Oh. What?
It's a small toddler.
Oh,
there you are.
Okay.
He kind of picks him up.
Uh-huh.
Hands him off to one of the other guards.
It's a brother.
Yeah.
He appears. Shall we?
I mean, I could just get one of the mages to do it. If you're not going to do it in the throne room, it's more impressive when you do it in the throne room.
Then Elise has to spend ages cleaning the floor.
No, she doesn't. That's what prestidigitation is for.
I am not cleaning my own throne room's floor.
It's not just you do it.
Come on. And she will walk off in front of him.
And as she moves, several guards wearing various forms of armour, some heavy plate armour, others much lighter with ranged weaponry, sort of form up. You are led into what is essentially there's a teleportation circle. It's a private teleportation circle. And the monarch goes about.
She gets some chalk and starts drawing on the floor after she's confirmed with the book what all the symbols are.
This new constellation, this might be the single most expensive teleportation of your life.
And I won't take it lightly.
Nope.
Well,
good luck with that. Good luck with that dragon, by the way.
Right.
Also, be so glad you didn't land in Oldhurst, South Sage, or Biken at the moment. It would have been funny if you'd gone to Ustras. Poor Thrad would not have known what to do with you.
yes, I suppose she did look out.
Could have been so much worse.
As the Tolkien would say.
And a few minutes pass, and then you are teleported back to Frey Hollow. You step out into the Adventuring Guild teleportation circle. Barely 3 minutes from your home pub.
I feel like I fall out of it. We're so thin.
And as you fall forward, you realise you're not wearing the shackles anymore, and you have the gobstopper in one hand. There's a note attached to it, that's clearly been stuck to it, where it's started to dry in your hand.
Oh,
Still good for a couple of uses. Have fun.
Oh God. I'm gonna peel it off my hand and put it in the bag and put it in my bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you hear very quietly, you swore to secrecy. I'd recommend holding that one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know where that came from, but yep, I'm agreeing with it. I'm gonna look around. Is anybody staring awkwardly at me?
There's a gnome wizard who's just like, oh, hello.
Hi. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna go.
It's okay. People appear from time to time.
Right. And I'm gonna scuttle out.
Scuttle out.
I saved you, Courtney. You will realise why in a second.
She didn't cast anything, so it's fine.
It was magic. It would have gone off anyway.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Read that first 3 words, Claire.
I'll change them tomorrow.
Well, from what you've written down World Law, it's accurate, so it's canon now. As you were back in Frey Hollow, and it's like, oh, Jesus. Oh, sweet Jesus, that was bad. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Let's cut back to the party who are curious and confused. Red Sam, a few minutes pass where everyone's debating your healing, and you hear very quietly in your mind, in a familiar voice of a monarch of this country. Just so you're aware, Red Sam, your compatriot Xantis took an unfortunate international journey and was picked up by my peer outside of her castle.
What the fuck?
You may wish to go and collect her from your guild hall.
I look up at the sky and say, "Thank you!
You don't need to shout. You can reply to these messages.
Thank you." Still not used to long-distance communication. Right, Xanti's back. Guess who's back again?
What game she's back? Oh, how did she get back?
Apparently
the
she
same way
went
she left.
sightseeing. I just got a delightful message that she has been returned safely. I assume safely. There are presumptions. There are ponies and assumptions going on right now.
On a pony.
So we need to go pick her up from the guild hall.
Okay.
And as you go back to the guild hall, that is what we call it for the evening, as we have run over slightly. And the party will get to reconvene next session, as I did not expect you to go straight for the gobstopper, nor did I expect you to roll that low, nor I'm very glad you did where you were, because I can send you back, because you missing out on a dragon fight because you ate a good sweet would have been absolutely hilarious, but not fair.
I think I would have been really upset.
Yeah.
I would have been super upset.
I was very
It
tempted
wasn't
to
sold to you
finish
as combat candy.
No, it wasn't combat candy.
No.
No, we should pitch that to the candy store.
We're definitely talking to the confectioner on the way back. The only thing I could think of was, he's not expecting me to use this.
Sometimes there's a reason I don't expect you to use things, because I don't think you're that stupid.
Listen, Ross, you were the one who gave Eva a fucking deck of many things.
Yeah, sometimes I forget you guys don't have any impulse control.
When the deck of many things is concerned, very few people do.
And that
Beth, listen. The only reason he gave it to the party was because Claire said he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I have no impulse control. I know this.
So he gave it to me.
You just tell Ross he'll never do it.
Probably the person with the least amount of impulse control in this group.
You haven't known me that long. Don't worry.
Claire, what when I...
Well, considering the bow you just ended up with, I can only imagine.
Rex. Absolutely put down. Deal with that, man. Claire, so what do you think I won't give this party ever?
Let me think on it.
Deck of illusions.
I'm
Ooh.
not giving you a deck of illusions.
Deck of illusions is
Deck of illusions is so much fun. You pull a card, you throw it on the floor, and whatever creature it is appears.
nice.
Put it this way, he gave a level 3 character the Book of Vile Darkness.
Why would you do that?
Somebody said he wouldn't.
Someone
It's like you totally wouldn't give the Ranger the Book of Exalted Deeds or anything, would you?
I mean, the Book of Exalted Deeds, unfortunately, is already spoken for.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I must go. I got a call from work, and apparently we just had somebody quit. So.
Oh boy. I need to go to bed. I'm aware that a lot of everyone needs to go to bed. So, guys, it's always a pleasure. Good luck. And you're going to have a dragon fight soon.